really beat. My wife woke me up at 2 in the morning. I don't know why we have to sleep together.
Oh, she didn't do it on purpose. She was
oh, no. What it is, she gets into bed, and she tells me, all yesterday she's going, I have a cold, my eye was bothering me, so she has to have something wrong. So she has
Nobody is independent of you.
She goes, I have a cold on the left side of my face. Because my wife gets real hoarse, by the end of the day. I have a cold on the left side of my face.
Now, what is that? I've never heard of a cold on one side of the face.
She always has new things. She has a cold on one side of her face. And, like, last night around 2 o'clock in the morning, she's like,
She's breathing through her mouth?
Yeah. Well, like I'm laying on my pillow and I'm asleep. I'm dead asleep. She must have been doing something to wake me up. And she's like... And, of course, she has to put her head facing me, and so it's like, all you hear is... Because she can't sleep. And she's like... This is what I'm hearing. And I wake up and I go, what are you doing to me? Why are you killing me? Why don't you do what OJ did to his wife? Why don't you just take a knife and cut my throat?
I'll go to the kitchen to get you a knife.
She's like, she goes, I didn't do anything. I go, no, Allison, you didn't do anything. You didn't do a damn thing.
Do you think you just woke up and you just started hearing her, or
I don't know.
She woke you out of a sleep?
She woke me somehow. I know it, because I don't wake up. So now I'm like wasted. Now I have to go out and be the king of all media, and I'm half asleep.
You're a tired, bedraggled king of all media.
So then I wake up, and then I start pounding on the floor. And then she gets up every 2 seconds to get tissues in the bathroom. Why? Because she doesn't want to blow her nose in the bed, which I've instructed her not to do, so she blows her nose in the bathroom. So every minute she's like, And you hear it all the way in the, the bathroom. It's like...
Does the light come on?
No, she does it without a light.
Dark?
And then she throws the tissue in the toilet. So then I got up at 2 in the morning, and I decided, I was so furious, I just walked downstairs to get something to eat. I just passed her. Mm. So I made a big bowl of shredded wheat and bananas and milk, all that stuff that has tryptophan in it so that you fall asleep again.
Is that what you're doing?
So I ate a huge meal at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I went up to bed, and then she had to rap to me, yell at me because she had to prove to me now that she didn't wake me up.
So she's going to wake you up more.
Yeah. So now I'm completely charged up.
Now, how do you sleep? Do you have a set way of sleeping? You have your own sides of the bed.
I know exactly, obviously.
Yeah. And then do you sleep facing each other?
I always fall asleep. I try to anyway, falling so I'm not facing her, because I know that's a disaster if I face her. It's too small a bed. I mean, seriously, look, our lifestyles, my lifestyle really, unless I married you.
Yeah, your lifestyle is drastically different from everyone.
From everybody. You and I would be unconscious.
And we'd get up at the same time.
Right. And we'd probably beat each other to a pulp at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Banging into each other, trying to get ready for work.
But at least you would want to go to bed early and I would want to go to bed early. And if anybody made a noise, we'd kill each other.
That's right.
That would work out. But aside from you...
There's only Jackie and Fred you could live with.
Yeah, and I'm not... Fred I'll live with, but not Jackie. Strike that. I'll skip Fred, too.
Oh, come on.
Actually, I'll live with Jackie before I'll live with Fred.
You'll regret that.
Yeah. Well, Jackie, I picture as the kind of guy who has no respect for anybody else's feelings, but he thinks he does. And then, he's making noise, he's farting, he's
making noise and moving around, and he doesn't go to bed early.
And then when you tell him you want to go to bed early, he wouldn't even understand. He'd be,
He stays up until 11 o'clock.
Hey, don't be such a drain.
What's the big deal?
Yeah, right. It'd be a nightmare. It'd be like moving in with garbage. Anyway.
It's impossible to try and have a relationship when you got to do these
Right.
hours.
You know. He knows. And you know, too, you had a relationship for a while.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Yeah, it's hard. So anyway, my wife gets into bed and wakes me up, and I've said to her, we should have separate bedrooms, and she thinks that's like a sign that our marriage is going bad or something, that I want separate bedrooms. I said, listen.
It's never occurred to her that this isn't working out.
Yeah, I fall asleep at 8 o'clock. I go to bed at 8 o'clock, and I don't know that she's in the bed with me. Quite frankly, that we sleep together is...
You hope you don't know. You don't want to know when she's coming to bed.
I don't want to be disturbed.
So you don't have an actual pattern. Because we don't, after 10 years, we still don't have a pattern either. Like where you go to bed, she's going to come in at a I give you a certain amount of time to make sure you're...
Yeah, there's no pattern, but I know that there's... I don't like her to come upstairs. There is an actual pattern. I know what goes on. She must go to bed like 11:30, 12 and get into bed.
After you're out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm out cold. And that gives me time to masturbate and do everything else that I have to do.
And that doesn't disturb you? You don't know when
some nights I don't.
Bed?
Yeah, but some nights, like last night, obviously something goes on.
Yeah, but she wasn't going to bed at 2.
I don't know what happens.
Wondering how she gets into bed without disturbing
I don't know. I'm unconscious by that time. Last night I thought I was so tired I'd fall asleep on my own. Then I'm going, should I pleasure myself or not pleasure myself? And I said, if I have to think about it this much, I better just pleasure myself and get it over with.
Yeah.
So I had a big session last night.
Big session or just...
Who was I thinking about last night? I was with... I was dating 2 of the strippers at Scores.
Oh, nobody I would know.
No.
2 of your other girls.
Yeah, 2 girls. Well, Jolene, you know, one of them was...
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, well, you didn't tell me, but I don't know any of the others.
Well, there was another blonde there that was with us.
Right.
And the 2 of us we were in Aruba. I mean, the 3 of us were in Aruba.
You went on a trip with 2 women.
Yeah. I took them on we had a week off, and it was me, Jolene, and this other blonde.
Uh-huh.
So we're in Aruba, and Jolene, of course, is sunbathing topless. Show off that she is. And she's in a thong. She was in a thong with high heels, and she's running around on the beach, and another girl on the beach really liked her. And it ended up...
Wasn't the girl you were with?
No. So she came up the room, was doing lesbian stuff to Jolene, and I was there, and I walked in, and they just told me to sit down and watch for a while. And that was the end of it.
Where's your other girlfriend?
She was shopping or something.
Oh. Amazing.
I got it all worked out. You know how that works. You just set up the scenario and it's over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why would you have, the 3 girls and she's going to meet another girl on the beach?
The scenario is more exciting than the actual sex. Not so fast. Doesn't matter. Listen,
I don't
Robin.
even believe a word you said. That's just not possible.
Oh, I swear that was it. That's how I do it. Does that sound familiar to any of you guys? I don't know how you guys do it.
It's a little more complex for you, I think.
It is, right? I need scenarios.
Yeah, you're like a woman.
I am.
You got a setup.
I need a setup.
Airport and get on the plane.
Yeah, the whole airport is erotic.
Too complicated.
Yeah.
Really? All you're supposed to do is be there banging.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about?
I just do like wham, bam, thank you
Right.
hands,
That's it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Like, who's the last person you thought about the last time you were doing that? Who were you thinking about? Do you know?
He's thinking.
I honestly don't know.
You do know, but you're a little uptight about admitting
I haven't done it in a long time. Like a week and a half or so.
That's a long time.
No, it's a long time to remember who you were thinking about.
Really?
I have a whole parade.
Fred, who was the last person you thought about?
Probably someone from Scores or something like that.
I don't buy. You know what? You are in so much denial that you
I
can't
am?
admit anything. Oh, you are king of denial.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
That would be a toss-up between the girls of the Big Ten and one of our old interns.
Which intern?
Should I say?
Yeah.
It was a cute blonde.
Christine?
There was a cute blonde that was here last semester that I think was real cute.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you
what
do
was
it to the intern?
That's okay. No harm, no foul. He didn't introduce
You want to
her.
hear something really, really disgusting?
What?
And thank God it's so
Which
early.
blonde? What's the first name? Do I know her?
Yeah, she was here last semester, real cute.
The one, the skinny one with the mini skirts?
I rolled with her a few times.
Well, wait a second. Hold on. How come I'm missing out on
Short
this?
one, right?
You haven't had her.
You know what? I barely noticed her. How'd that one get by me?
You had mentioned to me probably 2 or 3 times as you were leaving.
Yeah, but I never really got a good look at her.
Wow, she's cute.
Yeah, but I never got to know her.
So you haven't had her.
I'm still thinking about Christine, Scott's old intern.
Can I tell you something really
She
disgusting?
drives me nuts.
That was like
I would have broken down and dated her.
Yeah, I haven't taken her to the bathroom yet.
Really, I was heavily involved with
I had
her.
a few trips with her, but that was too long.
You want to hear something really disgusting?
Christine, the intern,
Yes.
used to be, like, when she was here, I'm glad she's gone. I'm glad her
You're
term.
too much of a temptation.
Yeah, I mean, because that could have been dangerous. That's my type. Big, tall girl with a belly button ring.
And you liked it. She used to come on the air and say, oh, sometimes I'll get drunk and take my top off while I dance on the bar.
Yeah.
She was your type, all right.
Yeah, she made me nuts. I had visions of, like, walking into the production studio, and she just started, I threw her up against the wall.
With a pair of cowboy boots and nothing else.
Yeah. Well, like all of a sudden she'd say, "Here, push me up against the wall and take me against this wall."
Yeah, you couldn't see her saying no to anything.
And well, at least in my fantasy, I'm sure she does in real life. I'm sure she says no. I know Gorilla got a good no.
Yeah, she gave him plenty of no's.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who my last session was.
Who?
I'm sure it was Helen Hunt.
Oh, really?
He likes her.
See, I don't get that.
I don't either. I mean, Helen Hunt's cute on that show and everything.
See, when people seem like they're not accessible,
but I wouldn't want sex with her.
You know,
I think she's cute, but I wouldn't bring Raquel well.
I wouldn't run. You know.
Because I never lock on anybody. I'm usually jumping around.
I jump around like crazy and then lock.
Yeah, there's like a central.
You know why? But you know who I do it to a lot?
What?
Judith Reagan.
Really?
The book
that
editor.
makes sense.
Yeah, but Judith is not because of her physical appearance.
Yeah.
What is it?
I know.
She just turns me on mentally.
I was there one day. I don't know if I was in a meeting with you guys one day, and she was talking real dirty to Howard, and I had to leave the room.
Right.
I was getting excited.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
Real short.
she's real short. You know what it is? There would never be anything real physical between us, but you know, I could think about her and think about doing something to her.
Well, God bless you.
Like I could see grabbing her by the hair and banging her head against the fireplace.
I see. I knew it was evil and nasty and hurtful sex.
Oh, of course. It always comes down to that, doesn't it?
Does that get real rough?
I don't do it, but in my mind I'm doing it. My wife, I get rough. That's it. She starts screaming, "Chondromalacia of the knee I have."
Well, of course she's going to start screaming.
Yeah, no, she don't like it rough, but I think Judith would handle it.
But speaking of the other day, I was practically engaged to Linda Doucette for a long time.
Yeah, Linda Doucette's pretty hot.
See, I don't.
But I wouldn't think about her unless she came in here and I had a good time with her.
I don't understand like celebrities that you don't.
What were you saying? I interrupted you. You were thinking about somebody.
I could tell you something, but you guys would probably never talk to me again and think I'm the most disgusting human in the world.
Well, who'd you think about? I already think that.
Recently,
Jerry Jewell.
No.
Isn't that the comic with cerebral palsy?
Right.
Yeah.
So recently, I created the scene with two of the interns that are here, together.
Yeah.
And it's not like they've even done anything or said anything to. It's just,
you created a scenario.
I created
Who were the two interns?
They're here now?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't. Who's here now?
There's a cute blonde that comes in.
Oh, I know her. Yeah, I see her. What's her name?
Stacy.
Yeah. Feigning.
No, I had to remember.
Believe me.
And then there's this other little skinny one that comes in a lot that's real cute, too. She just Xerox us a lot.
So what was the scenario?
The scenario was...
They were in bed with you.
No, they were in bed with each other, and I was directing them.
Oh.
No, I don't do that. That's great.
Now he's going to start.
I usually I never get together to say, why don't you guys hang out and let me just watch.
In fact, for me, it's very rarely that I'm having sex with the woman. I'm directing her to do something.
Oh.
Because I'm so repressed from my marriage that I can't touch anybody.
In your mind.
I've got a real screwy situation. I'm thinking of going to a shrink about it.
Yeah, you're a mess.
I'm completely repressed that I can't even fantasize being with somebody.
Your fantasies can't be unleashed.
You know what it is with me? It's the overbearing mother thing. It got me early. So
you can't just say to yourself, "That's stupid," and do it.
Nah, there's a whole bunch of repression in me. That's why I do this whole radio show. That it allows me to be free for 4 hours.
Yeah, but, you're in control of your mind. You're the boss there.
Not necessarily, my darling. I told you there's a sixth story in here.
What are you telling?
I'm just not, I'm just not coming clean on everything. Yeah, go ahead. What? I'm like the guy in Psycho and the mom is living up in the attic.
You're Colin Ferguson. Maybe there's a microchip somebody just turns on.
Could go off at any time. Don't be around me when I'm angry.
Black rage.
It just happens silently. I'm the kind of guy, I'm kind of even keeled, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, you had two interns, huh?
Yeah, actually, would you like to know the scenario?
Yeah.
For some apparent reason, I'm single. I don't know why.
That's how it always starts.
And I'm in that...
I'm always single, too.
And I'm in that the last apartment I was living in, the 44th floor with the great view.
Yeah.
And I invite him over, just to... But it's not even like a date.
Like you're working on something, maybe.
They come over, and then for some reason, for no apparent reason, they can't keep their hands off each other.
Right. Or you.
Yeah, it's like a porno movie.
Right.
They walk in to hand you papers, next thing you know, their clothes are off.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, you don't have trouble having sex in your dreams with other women?
You mean like fantasizing?
Yeah.
Or like dreaming when I'm sleeping?
No, fantasize.
No, she's saying you don't like, you actually penetrate in the fantasy.
Yeah, you get into it, sure.
Right.
Penetrate everywhere.
What's the point? I go where no man's been before.
Very nice.
Nobody seems to
Because I
mind.
can't imagine having fantasies and not being able to do whatever you want.
Well, listen, let's not get carried away. There are times that it happens. I'm just saying there's a lot of times it just doesn't. But it's still just as good and
Well, I
satisfying.
know in your dreams you can't.
Yeah, well, I'm getting sick of doing that anyway. I'm really sick of being 41 years old and still doing that.
See, I rerun a lot of oldies.
Yeah.
But you don't do that, do you? Because I guess your oldies are pretty
I
old.
do.
I'm oldies.
Yeah.
You rerun stuff from like when you were 18
In
and
college, yep, in high school. Yeah.
No, aren't those tapes burning out? Don't you have big holes in them?
I got to send it to the Library of Congress.
That's been redone.
to be fixed.
No, there's a lot of things, the few things that happened to me before I got married are rerun and run and rerun over it again.
You think the tape would be worn out?
No,
It's awful.
so exciting back then.
Yeah, well, exciting. It was unbelievable. It was like Halley's Comet. I mean, it happened once every 75 years.
There are two that I run constantly. One was I had sex in a car. That was really, really wild.
Right.
And one was we did it in the hallway of an apartment building, like in the middle of the night. I just run those two constantly.
The one I remember is a girl in college who looked halfway decent. Took her, I was in bed with her, and I remember her knees were behind her ears. And she said to me, all right, let's go.
How did she do that? She was just doing that? And
she was on the bed.
Go?
No. We were in bed together. And literally, she was like waiting for me.
With her knees behind her ears.
To take her. And her knees were literally behind her
Wait,
ears.
Oh, you mean she put them there?
Yeah.
And then you didn't put them there?
No, I didn't put them there.
She had him up there waiting?
That's a 4-star movie.
That's a 4-star movie. And that
You
scene...
should sell tapes of that to us.
I know. That scene replays over and over in my mind how great that was.
That I don't doubt that.
And
it felt really wanted.
It felt great for the usual second that it lasted. But that one scene has been replayed in my mind 20 billion times. And
They were definitely greatest hits.
And I study every aspect of it. I can describe what her feet look like in the air. I mean, I'm sure I've changed it in my mind now, but I remember her legs. I remember everything about her naked. Everything. How she looked in that position. Christ's sake. It's been too long since I've seen that.
Do you have...
Oh, no.
Do you have, like, I'm sure that's one of them, but do you have, like, that little parcel that when you're really tired or really want to get to sleep, that you just reach into the parcel and pull out that 1 5-second clip?
Yeah.
Like,
Sure shot.
That's my sure shot.
Jackie calls it his back pocket fantasy. We've discussed this. And that's when he's really tired, he reaches into his back pocket. This is the one that he knows will just do it, and then he's done.
Duck.
You know what I can't do it to? Like, I can't take, like, a magazine like Playboy or Penthouse and stare at pictures and do it.
Never, ever done it.
When I was a kid, I could, but not as an adult. I can't do that.
You can do it to a movie.
To a movie, porno movie.
That's schoolwork, though.
Yeah.
A magazine.
I can really do it to spanking movies. And I don't necessarily really want to spank anybody. I'm being serious now. Like, if I was in bed with a hot new girl, I don't think it would occur to me to want to spank her. Like, I don't really get off on that. But watching, like...
Yeah, who would know? You're so repressed. Who would know anything that you say?
I'm almost positive of it. Even when we're at scores sometimes and a girl will say, hey, spank me or something, I'm like, who cares?
That's something that looks like a lot more fun than I think it... I don't...
Yeah, it just looks cool.
There's no payoff.
Yeah.
There's no end to it. How do you know when you're done?
It doesn't really... Yeah, right. It doesn't really turn me on, but to watch it really turns me on. I've got this great video that I throw out all the porno videos
would
usually.
You qualify? It's not great.
I've got a classic. I got to find it. As a matter of fact, at one point I got so angry at myself that I've watched it 900 times that I think I hit it, and I don't know where it is.
But can I say something? I understand your thinking, because if you watch a woman getting spanked, in your mind you say she's open to a variety of things.
Yeah.
But doing the actual spanking's boring.
And what's cool about it is the guys in those movies, the woman's usually tied up, so therefore in the porno industry you're not allowed to have sex with someone.
Be touched.
And it's cool because that way she's not getting all fouled up by some guy. That turns me off.
You don't have to think about him doing it.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I know I'm no homo because I don't like seeing guys in the movies. I'm naked. I mean, I just can't deal with it.
How do you know that isn't just because you're afraid?
Yeah, maybe. I've questioned myself on that, but I think at 41 at this point, I think I would know.
Yeah, I don't know. With that kind of suppression and repression going on, you haven't been freed to see what you'd like to do.
Baby, I know where you're going with this, but I'm no homo. Anyway, I'm spending too much time thinking about girls. I haven't by accident even had a guy slip in.
Yes, but you reject sex a lot of times.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Weird. When it really repulses you, you say, maybe that's a defense mechanism.
I don't know, but I'm just telling you I don't enjoy it in my porno movies. Anyway, I'm just repressed or not repressed. I'm not digging seeing guys. But I have this one video, this one porno. A listener sent it to me a couple of years ago. It's this real fat guy. And it opens up, and he's got this woman chained to a tree. outside, okay? And it's like real rural. Looks like it was shot in like Pennsylvania, like right around
like
the
up
Dutch,
in the hills,
like the Amish or something. But anyway, she's like she's chained up to a tree. Her arms are over her head, and she's really good looking. And it's really shot. It looks like something was shot with somebody's home video camera,
like Super 8 or something.
Yeah. And but this talking, so it's only it's a video, but it wasn't shot with any good production.
Is it mic'd well or anything? Or
it's okay, it's not great.
But it could be real, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it seems real, and it seems like this might have been real.
Does it look like it was made in the 80s or 90s, or does it look like
looks like it was made in the 80s?
Right, it's not like one of those 50s.
No, not one of those. No, I can't get turned on by that. No, I can't get turned on by that. I've seen stag films.
Right.
No, that's not cool. I gotta have sound. So this guy. And he's fat and he's really repulsive looking. Mm-hmm. He's got really bad facial hair. He's got bad glasses. He's a real...
This isn't that farmer one where the guy...
You saw this one?
No, you told me about it.
Oh, I did? Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, he's not a farmer. No, he's not a farmer. He's like, he's just this big, fat, ugly guy.
Okay, because that was the one with the pig, I think.
No, not that one.
That's called Animal Farm.
No, that doesn't get me off. That's just an oddity. I'll look at that, but it doesn't get me off. Women sex with animals, that's not something you think about. You don't want to think about that. Anyway, yeah, maybe Jackie does. But, so the guy's sitting there, and he's like sort of torturing this woman. And she's crying even because he's hurting her and stuff. But he's not hurting her real bad.
What is he doing? Is he pinching her?
Yeah, he's got like some clothespins attached to different parts of her body and stuff. And anyway, like they're all over. He's got like 100 of them all over her chest. No, wait a second. So all of a sudden, this real knockout. But she's not such a knockout that you don't think you can get her. But she's got a great body and she's got a really big chest. She comes fully dressed. She comes over to him and says she's a reporter. And she's been doing research for a magazine on S&M. And evidently, he is like the king of S&M. And he like blows her up. And he's in the middle of torturing this woman outdoors. And he goes, well, what do you want? She says, look, I want to do an article on all the things that go on here. Because I know you train women and all this. And, and I don't know what's going on with you. But my readers would want to know. He goes, look, if you want to know about me, you have to agree to submit to me. And she goes, no. I'm a reporter. I don't get into that. She's wearing glasses and her hair's up and everything, but she's not sleazy looking. She looks like a real girl.
Okay.
She actually, like, kind of looks a little like, I don't know. She looks like a real girl.
You're just buying the whole scenario.
Right.
Like it's
really good.
You have suspended reality because you know what's going to happen.
She's really thinking hard. There's like steam coming out of her head, and she can't decide whether to let this. She goes, okay, I'll do it. Next scene, he's got, and it's not even like a scene. It all drags on. He's chaining her to the tree. He dismisses the other girl. And now he's like ripping her clothes off and making her undress and get into different outfits. And for the whole rest of the video, he takes her in a barn and he's shaving her. He's torturing her. And every time he keeps saying to her, do you want me to stop? And she's like, no. But she can barely say it. She's in tears and she can barely say it. She can't believe how humiliated she is, but she loves it.
Right, sure.
And by the end of the thing, she's so damn humiliated, and then all of a sudden he unleashes her, right? He takes off all her chains and everything after all the torturing. Mm. She's hugging him, kissing him, and begging him to come, that she can come back. And now he goes, now you love pain, don't you? You love discipline.
So you watched the whole movie.
I watched it 900 times. It's really good.
I thought you were a busy man.
I told you, I am busy. But look what I'm busy with.
Sweet prodigy and these stupid movies.
No, but you got to understand something. When I watch this movie, I watch it for maybe under 2 minutes each time.
But you've managed to see the whole thing.
Yeah, but I took a year to see the whole thing. You guys know what I'm talking about? Do you ever watch the porno after you finish?
I don't watch pornos.
I don't watch it either.
Why bother?
Oh, really?
I had Rambo in my city apartment.
Rambo?
I never got past the trailer.
Oh, you got Rambone.
Or is that Rambut?
Oh, maybe.
Rambut was the gay Rambo.
Oh, excuse me.
It was Rambo.
Oh, Rambo. Oh, O-H-H-H.
I never got past the opening trailer.
It might not have been a good one. Some of them are real bad and you can't get into
them. The coming attractions were real good.
Yeah? See, I never watched coming attractions on a porno movie. Isn't that weird? I won't sit through that.
I just need an image and I'm off.
I just don't like it. Well, for me there are. I don't like it. I got to see the movie.
Because usually those are the highlights.
Have you ever heard about the? I know somebody told me about that.
Right.
I'm serious. But you know about the twisted little game that people play? A lot of guys have to go on the road. You go to a hotel. Now, if you go to a hotel, if you do the pay-per-view, you get the preview for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you have to pay.
Right, that's all you need.
And the game is to,
finish up before the end of the preview.
Without paying.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I've revealed too much.
Spanking sweepstakes.
Right. All right. Anyway, it's 28 minutes past the hour, I see here. And we must take a break.
I don't even know how we got into that conversation. You were talking about how you didn't get any sleep last night.
Well, there you go. We'll take a break and we'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Some guy I met with yesterday who was actually thinking of putting the show on in his market. Mm-hmm. He was telling me I had a great voice for radio, which I was really happy to hear because I never considered myself to have a great voice for radio. I like that. Now that I don't care that I don't have a great voice for radio.
Now that you don't need the voice.
Yeah.
It's all right to have it.
Yeah, because when I got into radio, no one wanted me because I had a crummy voice. So that's what happens, That's what happens.
Yeah, just wait till you're 40 and you'll have a great voice for radio.
Yeah, I'll wait till I'm 40. I'll get in the business. Yeah. Everybody hits 40 to have a great voice for radio. Something happens to you. Well, things going very well in San Diego. I see all the different articles coming out, all of them equally negative.
Oh, a good reception.
One worse than the other.
What have we been called now?
Let's see. Well, we just started in San Diego on Monday. Hey, Gorilla, you got that bagel out there yet, bro? Wow. Man, I'm hungry. I ordered a little toasted bagel with some sesame seeds.
Didn't you
have
Thanks, your little breakfast this morning?
Yeah, I had it at 2 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't
you didn't
sleep.
eat again. That's
No.
what I was asking. You didn't have another batch of cereal.
This is good. I'll be like Rick Dees and describe the bagel. It's toasted brown with crispy, grainy crunch.
Colors and texture. It works.
Yeah. All right, I won't eat this now. That's the number one thing that really pisses people off when I sit and eat on the air.
I know somebody faxed me the other day and they said, could Howard please not eat during the news?
Hey, come on. Sometimes I'm eating in the middle of a commercial. I got a couple of bites left, okay? What a bunch of dicks. People really piss me off to listen to this show. They don't like when we get off the air early because they say we're jipping them somehow.
Yeah, but we're only supposed to work till 10.
So you want to, you're doing a 5-hour show. You haven't eaten since 4 o'clock in the morning. It's now going on 11 o'clock. You're getting real hungry. So you try to eat a little sustenance, something to keep you going.
Keep on.
Yeah, and then they piss. Supposed to be a robot. Well.
This is your lot in life. You're right.
Right. Okay.
Is your eye still bothering you?
Yes, obviously.
Oh.
I can't get my eyes open. All right, here we go. The Stern Stench. That's the headline.
I thought you were saying that.
No, this is
written.
Yeah, this is the headline in the newspaper.
Oh, goodness.
The Stern Stench. As Howard Stern invaded the local airwaves on Monday, he reassured his new listeners that his trash-talking jive is something they will really want. He swore that his slurs against the mentally retarded and his jokes about bodily functions will win him over. Stern promised that his degrading ethnic humor will make him #1 in San Diego County. Is San Diego a county?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was like a city or something.
It is a city and a county.
I don't even understand
It's
that, but
both.
you don't even have to describe. You don't even have to tell me. I don't know. Is New York a county?
Yes.
Oh, New York
Actually,
City.
it's a number of counties. There's Queens County.
Yeah, but New York City, is that a
New
county?
York City. Queens County is in New York City.
Oh, so it's Queens County.
But New York City.
Right. Because it's never referred to as a county.
No.
What?
It's a borough, he said.
Oh,
a borough.
He's a borough. There's only one problem. This outrageous brand of entertainment that he compares to bad flatulence did, in fact, clear the room. Some longtime 91X advertisers took a hike, saying they are not going to link their corporate image to Stern's crude tirades. Yeah, right. Local New York transplants may be celebrating the arrival of their aggravated radio hero to the local airwaves, but some advertisers are simply not amused. Nordstrom is one account that I know of that will not be associated with Stern, said one employee at Par Broadcasting, owner of Q106. Now, imagine a competing radio station is telling our radio station what sponsors are not going to want to be on the air with us.
And just imagine what they've done.
Yeah.
They've run to Nordstrom's and said, please.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. So the other radio stations, instead of creating good radio, are now going to beg the advertisers not to be on my show in San Diego.
Why can't they sell advertising the way they always did, according to the rating?
No, they can't do that.
So they're saying we won't succeed, but they're already conceding that we will.
Right. So Q106 is saying that we're not going to succeed, and...
But that means we wouldn't have ratings.
Right.
But because we're going to have ratings, they've got to beg their sponsors not to support us.
Yeah. Then the guy from Q106 and Rock 102, which are our competitors in San Diego, say, I would say that 50 to 80% of all national advertisers specifically stipulate they won't advertise on Stern, which is a joke. And then he lists them all of them that advertise with us.
Yeah.
He says IBM won't advertise with us. They do.
They're a little late on that.
He says that Citibank Visa won't advertise with us. They do. Taco Bell won't advertise with us. I think they do. I don't know. We have many fast food restaurants. So this is all hype. This is all bull crap.
Yeah. Because the whole point is we have national advertisers across the country supporting the show. So in San Diego, they're going to boycott us.
They say that the advertisers will not appreciate the fact that Stern wished that competitors Jeff and Jer would die in a plane crash.
I can't imagine going into a meeting with somebody and saying, do you know what he said?
Yeah. There isn't a person in San Diego that doesn't hope Jeff and Jer will die in a plane crash. Jeff and Jer are two imbeciles who embarrassed San Diego. All of San Diego and the country.
Yes, it has been an embarrassment that that's the best they could do so far.
Yeah, Jeff and Jer. The Jeff and Jer show with you.
Hello, we're Jeff and Jer.
Yeah, we say nothing, we do nothing, and we just try to be good guys.
We're zany, kooky guys who hold big promotions.
Nobody cares if Jeff and Jer die in a plane crash, including the people on the plane. They're willing to sacrifice themselves so that Jeff and Jer will die. How's that? Then one of the competitors, like, I don't know, Rock 102 or one of them says, all of a sudden, we're getting business out of nowhere. Yeah, like all of a sudden.
Everybody's going to advertise on their show.
Yeah. Oh, of someone from The Flash, 92.5 FM. Right now, we're all sold out. We weren't that way 2 weeks ago. Well, then they should be happy we're in the market.
Sure, we're doing them some good.
Unbelievable. Now, here's what's going to happen in San Diego. We are going to get ratings. We are going to win. We are going to be number one, despite all these hosers who don't want us to be number one because they want to go back to just doing bad radio. Mm-hmm. We will elevate the market, and we will be sold out. There will be no room to advertise. Get in early. Trust me on this. Every city's the same.
That's right, because pretty soon the door will be closed.
Yeah. Because you know what the difference is on this show from all the other shows that you advertise on? This show actually works. Our listeners are loyal. They buy product. We have sponsors who come to us, real sponsors I call them, who actually are spending their own money. They come to us and they say, look, I've advertised on television. I've advertised with other radio stations. I'm not getting results. You're my last chance. Mm-hmm. They come on this show and it turns around. Ask Dial a Mattress. Dial a Mattress was nowhere fast.
They've built a whole industry.
With the first year they started advertising with me, they went up to $13 million a year from $1 million a year in gross sales.
Ask Snapple.
First year. Yeah, ask Snapple.
A company that's now national.
Yeah. Ask them all. Ask Chrysler Jeep Eagle. Ask them all. Ask IBM. Ask them all. They know who works. Ask Roy Rogers. They've done TV
He's
for
in
years.
The hospital. Don't bother Roy.
Well, don't ask Roy himself. You could ask one of the corporate people. Ask Big Al from Great South.
Oh,
ask them all.
Ask
them all. Ask them all. I don't care. I hide from no one.
When do you get the window factory?
Right. Ask them all. Ask them all. We have nothing to hide. We get results. We get results. And that's what our sponsors
they all
like.
Come.
Yep. Our listeners are loyal. They actually sit through the commercials. And they buy product. Because the sad truth is, to the other radio stations in town, we don't have a bunch of dirtbags listening to us. Turns out we're the number one station for 25 to 54-year-olds. in the high-income brackets.
Yeah.
Nitwits. Shaking your pants, dick. Sit there, put all the negative...
names they want to call our
call me
listeners.
foul mouth, call me all this stuff. But it's going to happen to all of you, Jeff and Jer.
The jerks that listen to it.
Yeah, the jerks. The jerks that listen to you are the same jerks that buy your stupid newspaper.
That's right, you stupid idiot.
You stupid ass. Hail your king, you turds.
They're just jealous.
Right.
That's one of the most vicious articles we've had in a long time.
Yeah, it was pretty... In fact, I don't even think I finished it. I think I threw it down in disgust. Here it is. One problem with Stern's show became clear Tuesday morning. The Oscar nominees were announced just before 6 a.m., but because his show was delayed 3 hours, local listeners didn't hear the list until the 9 o'clock hour.
Oh, dear.
3 hours after every other station. Yeah.
How could people live?
Yeah, they didn't know the Oscar nominations at the time. Well, gee, doesn't Entertainment Tonight air at 8 o'clock, 7:30 at night?
Yeah, did they ignore the story because it had been announced at 6?
You dopes, it's the spin we put on it, you jackass. My show debuted a day ago, but you're not getting an article until a day later. TV did the article ahead of you. But you still did the article.
They still did the article.
This guy might be the dumbest reporter I've ever read. Who's the name? What is it? Look at this. This guy doesn't even put his name on the article.
He's vicious and dumb.
Stupid dope. They just call it track. Like, it's one of these columns where they just give it a name. No one wants to attribute their idiotic statements to it.
Oh.
Yeah, faceless. Dummy. Yeah, there's a real problem. Like people who tune to the show need fast breaking news.
Yeah, why would you need to know the Oscar picks right away?
Yeah.
And maybe you need to know if a war breaks out, but you don't need to know the Oscar picks right away.
Yeah, there might be a problem if there's, and I guarantee if there's a war, we're going to let the local station interrupt.
Oh my goodness, we didn't get Oscar picks until 9 o'clock.
God doesn't really say that much.
More.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oscar picks didn't get on till 9 a.m.
My word.
Yeah. Wow, what a problem. Yeah, I guess that's affected us everywhere we've gone. In fact, they've done some research. That's why it took us a full year to become #1 in Los Angeles. They were upset that they got their Oscar picks late.
Now they've learned to live with it.
What a dink. No wonder he doesn't put his name on that column. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Hey, you know who just dropped by?
Who?
I should put on my sunglasses.
Must be a woman.
Well, yeah. Hold on. No, I see myself on the E! show.
Yes.
I'm not using this microphone anymore. I don't need it.
I was going to say, we'll just yell at each other.
You know what it is? We beat the other stations so easily. I'm going to now do the show without a microphone, without looking into the microphone, and see if our ratings still hold up.
You need an obstacle.
Right. It's not fair. It's not fair to the other stations. This is like tying my hand behind my back.
Right. You're giving yourself a handicap.
A handicap, if you will. So, anyway, on with the show. So, the other day, I'm just trying to find my sunglasses.
We will bear with you.
I forget where I put. I hate on the E! show when I see myself with the regular glasses. I look kind of wimpy.
I don't understand this.
I look weak and doe-eyed.
Really?
Yeah.
You have very strange...
I forgot what I do with my glasses.
You don't have your sunglasses.
Well, I think I have a secret pocket. Yeah. No.
You think the sunglasses make you look stronger, more authoritative?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh.
All right, there.
Theory.
All right. Hey, like you with your eyelashes.
Well, I decided to go without.
We're all vain. You could flip pancakes with those eyelashes, and you're going to make fun of me?
I was thinking of a second job.
Right. You're flipping pancakes while you talk. All right, anyway, so I've met this woman once. This is Zsa Zsa Gabor's daughter.
Oh, what is her name, Francesca?
Francesca Hilton. And she called up and asked if she could come on the radio show. She's doing some stand-up comedy or something.
I didn't know that Zsa Zsa's daughter was in comedy.
Well, I was interviewing Zsa Zsa when I used to do the E! show out in Los Angeles.
Yes, she was one of the wonderful people who agreed to be interviewed by you.
And Zsa Zsa... Where's Francesca? Come on in, Francesca. How you doing? There you are. Look at you. How are you?
Fine.
Anyway, so listen to this.
You know, it's funny to hear a Gabor, actually, without that accent.
Yeah, isn't it refreshing? Everybody likes it without the accent. It's great. Call me darling.
Darling.
Darling. Poor woman had to grow up with
do
everyone calling each other darling.
of your mother because everybody else does?
No, you know, Robin, when I do, I sound like Bela Lugosi.
Do you really? You mean you've tried?
Yeah, I've tried.
Right. So anyway, Mountain, California, right?
Right.
And I'm interviewing your mother.
Right, on the E! Show, right?
Who's a real hoot. You know, she's whacked.
Oh,
she's
she
whacked out.
You.
Yeah.
She loves you.
And her mom tongue kissed me.
Oh, stop it.
Did you know I wasn't kidding.
I saw it.
And she did.
She
I
flipped
saw
you
it.
the tongue?
I mean, and you know, her mom's no spring chicken.
Yeah, but she looks great.
She looks great, but let's be honest. I mean,
but that tongue's been around.
Your mom. You know, I don't know how old your mom is, and I know she don't like to admit her age.
No.
But you know, it was like getting tongue kissed by your grandmother, a good-looking grandmother.
Do you remember how much she hated you?
Who, Zsa Zsa?
Hollywood Squares when you first met her? She was so repulsive.
Yeah.
And like, it took her like an hour, and an hour later she was like following you around.
Yeah, it was really weird. Because when Jackie and I went out and I was doing Hollywood Squares,
yeah.
I don't know if you know this story,
no,
but Francesca wasn't there for that fun time. That fiasco. Your mom was one of the panelists on Hollywood Squares, of course.
Yeah.
And his infamous episodes.
And I was, of course, I went out there as a goof, you know, thinking, hey, it'd be really stupid. And I wasn't on in California. Nobody knew me. And I was Shadow Stevens' replacement for the week because he was getting to fill in for John Davidson.
Right. Oh.
This was Shadow's big break to actually host the show.
He was going to host this game.
Yeah. So
show his ability to be a game show host.
So they brought me out, and they have a little introduction to the audience that you never see on camera. They do it ahead of time, and they go, and now sitting in for Shadow Stevens. And Shadow, remember, was like the hunk on the show. I walk out, the audience doesn't know who I am, and they're freaking out. They're like disgusted. They're disgusted. I mean, why?
Well,
because look at me. I don't look like a hunk.
The way it started out was that there was a big cheer thinking there was somebody like Shadow coming out.
Yeah.
And then when they saw you,
they stopped applauding.
Audience, the applause died.
And the producers of the show hated me. You know, they cut out everything funny that I said. And the only person they let talk on there was Jim J. Bullock.
Oh, right.
They give him 20 minutes at a time.
They didn't understand the concept.
That's why that show is canceled and you're still on the air.
Yeah, well, nobody even knew who I was and stuff. So your mother didn't know who I was, and, you know.
During that first show, what did you do? You know, like the first half-hour taping?
I think I lit one of my farts. Oh. I don't know what I did, but evidently it was really outrageous when they called on me. And your mother, I don't know what I said.
For that show. It was whatever it was.
That was a very, very all-American...
Conservative show.
Yes.
So anyway, whatever I did was weird.
I'm sure.
And then you have a break in between each taping because you tape 5 shows in one day. So they have a little lunchroom and stuff. So I'm walking down the steps. Your mother's behind me. She goes, "You are absolutely vulgar." I said, "What?" I go, "Hey," and I was cordial. I said, "Hi, Princess Zsa Zsa," you know, because she is a princess. Is she a princess?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess she is. Yeah, so I go...
you remember from our Channel 9 show when someone asked her, what would you like to be called? She said, call me Princess.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
It was.
Why, does that make you a Contessa?
I don't know what it makes me.
All right. Quite frankly, you don't care.
Sure exactly.
Anyway.
I'm not sure anyone else does either.
Nice gloves, by the way. Have you been burglarizing this morning?
Yeah, what is she, a cat burglar?
Yeah, I've been up early.
Cat burglar.
Been up early, stealing things.
All right, so wait a second. Let me just tell you this story. So, about the first time I met your mother. And I'm sure you hate your mother on some level because...
It's been hard living in that shadow.
In that shadow and everything. So we'll get off your mother in a minute. I know what you're trying to tell me non-verbally.
We'll bend a little bit, then we'll get off.
Yeah. And you can complain about your mother because I know she can't be easy to live with. Let's be honest.
What kind of a mother could Zsa Zsa have been?
Awful. Oh, even Zsa Zsa.
Did you really know her as a child?
No. She was probably off gallivanting. Tell me the truth, Francesca. How much do you hate your mother?
Zsa Zsa?
Come on, tell the truth.
Actually, I don't hate my mother.
Really?
You know, she did the best she could.
Which ain't saying much, right?
Yeah. How many years were you in therapy?
Never.
Really? You never went in therapy?
Who has a normal mother, though?
Well, hey, I'm with you on that. But your mother's really wild.
Well, it never was boring.
And plus your mother's really...
And you had a succession of fathers.
That was true. It was very tough on Father's Day.
Yeah. Who'd you go to?
And I'm sure your mom was never home.
Who wanted her home?
Right, that's true, too.
Well, you were raised by, like, nannies and stuff, right?
Yeah, one nanny.
One nanny all the way. Thank goodness for consistency.
Exactly.
Black woman?
No, she was Hungarian, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's passed away now, but she was really nice.
So that was your mother.
Your real mother died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That will be really good. Hi, Mom. Nice to talk to you, too.
No, but you got to be nice. You got to be nice about Princess Zsa Zsa, because your mother's got a pretty good mother load packed away there in terms of some cash only when she passes on to the netherworld, right?
She claims no, but...
No, she does. Princess Zsa Zsa's got...
something.
And how's that German guy she's married to? Is he okay?
Let's see.
Yeah. Drag, huh?
He's a nice guy.
All right, you don't sound too thrilled.
No, she listen, she loves him. That's the bottom line.
How quick will you write a book once your mother passes away?
Oh, do I have to wait?
If you want to write a good one, yeah.
Oh, that's true. I don't know.
But you're in your mother's will and stuff, right?
I guess.
Well, you're the only.
I'm the only child in the whole family.
Is that right? Yeah. Oh, man. What's your mother worth, you think? Over $10 million. Easily.
What about her dad, though? Her father's family has money.
Zsa Zsa has always claimed to me that your dad, the late Conrad Hilton, she never took a dime from him.
But he had to leave his kids something.
Right.
That's true. That's true. No, that's true.
So you had a nice little trust fund.
No.
No?
No.
Conrad didn't set up for you?
Conrad left me a small amount of money.
Right.
Come on.
Oh, please, don't tell me that.
I sued the will and I lost it.
You did? You lost the little amount that they gave you?
No, she lost the contesting of the will.
Yeah.
You should have contested the will.
Well,
she did.
So.
You're his daughter.
What happened there?
Well, I think there was probably problems with my mother and stuff. You know what?
Yeah, right. Image.
Male ego problems when, she was like seeing George Sanders. And
why take it out on you? You had
But it's not unusual for men to do that.
Because you know what he probably figured? He figured that somehow she would get her hands on the money if he gave it to Francesca.
Or maybe he's trying to call your paternity into question?
No, I don't
No.
Who knows? I was very young or hardly born,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you how many hotels you owned, but hey, screw it.
I just want the Waldorf.
Yeah, that's all. Just take that one.
Just that little gem.
So anyway, I meet your mother, and she goes, "You are vulgar. You are so vulgar. Oh, my God, you are the most vulgar man." So then we did the second taping, and I guess somehow I won her over in the second taping.
Right, I don't know how.
So then I'm walking down, and Princess Zsa Zsa says to me, "You are so vulgar, but I like it. It's funny. It's sexy."
Yes.
So then, and all of a sudden, she was getting into it.
Right. Then she started following you around.
Yeah, by the end of the night, she was my lap dog. I'm telling you. She was following me around like a puppy.
I know. She's never forgotten either. She comes on the show. She did the Channel 9 show. She did the E! show.
I think I can get your mother.
She's hot for him.
Yeah. I think I could have nailed it right.
One of the husbands.
I think I could have nailed it right on the couch there at the E! show.
You don't want to be number 9, do you?
No, I think I don't like to be number 9. Anyway, Francesca, now here's something that you should know.
Okay.
So, I'll tell you how rotten things get. I'll drive a wedge between you and your mother if there isn't any use cavern already.
All right,
listen to this. Listen to this. So I interviewed your mom in Los Angeles, and someone said to me, "Hey, by the way, Zsa Zsa's daughter is sitting over in the corner."
I remember this.
I said, "You kidding?" I said,
"You're out, huh?"
I said, "Let's get her on here. That'll be funny. No one ever sees Zsa Zsa with her daughter, and let's." So I said, "Please ask Francesca to come on for the next segment." So your mother leans over. No.
Doesn't like to share the limelight.
Right, Francesca has not even been made up yet.
Yeah,
she says
she's like bored and she doesn't have any makeup on.
And she doesn't have any makeup on yet. And
so I ran and got makeup on.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
But they still didn't let you on.
No.
No. Hey, that wasn't my doing, my darling. So your mother pinned it on me, huh?
No. I ran and got makeup on. By the time I got back, it was over. The show was over because I met you after the show.
I don't know. I think they delayed you in there or something.
You think?
I think that was a move to delay you.
Who was doing the makeup? Zsa Zsa's person?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, now the light is beginning to shine.
Yeah, the stall.
Yes.
Now, what do you think is up there? Because I heard that Zsa Zsa blamed it on me.
No.
No, she didn't?
She really loved you.
She did?
And she gave you the Sour Apple Award. You know that. You weren't there.
Yeah, I heard about that.
She accepted it for
me. She accepted it for me.
And she said you were the most handsome guy. And
really?
And everyone went, what?
Really?
Yeah, no, she said you were one of the nicest and most handsome guys in all.
Lovely woman. She really is.
No, she did say that.
Really?
And everybody in the audience is going, what?
Yeah, Zsa Zsa's
she said, listen.
Zsa Zsa's gone insane. All the outrageous things she said, but then they finally go, what?
No, and she said, no, I've worked with him, and he's really, really nice.
You know what movie your mom was good in? Wasn't she that woman with the chopped up face when she had to wear a bag over her head in the movie Mars Needs Women?
No, she was in that movie Queen of Outer Space.
But it was Mars Needs Men. Remember?
Yeah.
That's a cool movie.
Yeah, that is. That's a classic.
Yeah, I love that one.
I've been trying to do a sequel to that. But, you have to do it in that same vein, and people can't do that anymore.
Do you hate Aunt Ava as much as your mom hates her?
Well, I don't think she really hates her.
Oh, no, come on.
Do you see the other sisters?
Yeah.
You do? The other Gabors?
The Gaborings? I mean,
The Gaborings? You poor girl.
She'll hate me for saying that. My mother gets really mad when I call her Gaborings.
Now, what's the story? You have to still really kiss your mother's ass, though, because of the money situation. I mean,
No.
Are you
really?
dependent upon her?
No. You don't get any kind of money from her?
No, no.
Where
Really?
does your money come from?
Yeah.
I work. I'm an actress.
She's an actress and also a stand-up comic.
I didn't know.
I
Have
don't
I
make
seen
too much
you in
money
anything?
doing stand-up comedy.
No. Now, where are you appearing? Are you doing something somewhere?
No.
Are you promoting anything?
Yeah, I'm promoting. I'm.
You're in the upcoming Liz Taylor miniseries.
Well, it's yeah, miniseries. It's called. It's.
Yeah, miniseries.
Oh God,
Yeah, right.
I better not say that.
You're in a miniseries?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called the Liz Taylor story. It's not, and it's.
You're playing Liz?
Hardly. No, Sherilyn Fenn is playing Liz.
Who do you play?
I was going to play my godmother, Liz Whitney Tippett. They haven't written the second part yet.
Oh, I see. So you haven't been in it technically yet.
No, I haven't done it.
They're filming it.
They're filming it. It's the one that she tried to stop on NBC.
Now, what's this other thing you're in? Pterodactyl Women from Beverly Hills?
Pterodactyl Woman.
Pterodactyl Women from Beverly Hills with Beverly D'Angelo and Moon Zappa.
Yeah, you like Moon, don't you?
Yeah, I like Moon a lot. I like Beverly, too.
Moon's great. Yeah, they're both great actresses.
So what is that supposed to be? Some kind of movie?
It's a movie.
And when is that coming out?
In June.
Oh, I see.
And that's already done.
That's already done.
Okay.
That's about a woman who turns into a pterodactyl.
So why do you think your mom was trying to keep you off the show? She didn't want to show that she had like an older daughter. She wants to still keep that myth of youth.
No, I think she just didn't think I was dressed and ready to do it. She's very into the look.
Oh, yeah. And when you were growing up, did your mom always pressure you to look good? You have to look good?
Yeah, she always did. But she didn't hide me or anything like that.
Really?
No.
Because no, I don't think she would hide you, but I'm just saying that, I mean, the pressure to look good must have been incredible.
In that
constantly.
Yeah, that's why I don't look so good now. But
well, so you got an extra few pounds, that's all.
Yeah. Into it.
Well, I'm trying to get rid of that.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, your grandmother, everyone, the whole damn family's into looking so damn good. At least in my family.
Jolie, and then,
no matter how bad I looked, at least look better than my parents. You know what I mean?
But something? It would be nice if people in Hollywood did look a little more glamorous, though.
Oh, sure, they're holding up that old standard. Yeah.
I'm not saying that my mother's like the other extreme in that family, but it'd be nice if people were a little bit more glamorous. Did you see the cover of Newsweek this week where everybody looks like orangey now?
Yeah, I'm sort of into that. I like a sloppy-looking broad.
Yeah, but you don't want to see Liz Taylor.
I don't want to see Liz Taylor,
sloppy.
Period. No offense. I'm really
her
done with that.
Woolworth outfit.
Is that who you hang with? Do you hang out with Liz Taylor and stuff?
No,
Are you friends with her?
You don't know her?
I know her. Sure, she was my sister-in-law. She was my.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I wouldn't say it. Sister-in-law.
She was your aunt-in-law.
Yeah, she was your aunt-in-law.
Well, Nicky Hilton was my half-brother.
I didn't know that. I thought he was the brother of Conrad.
No, Conrad was his father.
Oh.
Wow. Hey, what a lineage. And you can't get any dough off of all that, huh?
No,
all those connections.
Actually, I'm going to write a book about my dad and make it into a movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a smart move. I'd throw your mother in there, too.
Well, he's already gone.
What, playing herself?
And bash her real good in the book.
How often did you get to see your dad when you were growing up? A lot?
A lot.
And do you hang out with the Hiltons now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're okay. They're nice people.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I got my father's brain, which you can't buy.
Really?
Yeah. Business sense.
Very good.
Yeah.
You might want to give some of that to Fred. He can't open up a checking account on his own. So are you wealthy or something?
I'm getting there.
Are you really?
Listen, my husband told me to tell you, he heard you sing the other day, Mr. Brownfinger.
Yes.
And he thought you were fabulous. He had him laughing.
He likes that, huh? I got to replay that.
That's not you singing, though.
No,
No,
well...
but the words you came up with?
The words and all that stuff.
He said you were fabulous. He told me to tell you were fabulous.
What does your husband do?
He's in construction.
Is that right?
Yeah, he said that if you wanted to call him this morning, he'd be awake.
Oh, we were hoping he knew something about comedy. The construction worker said we were funny.
He's very funny, though. But
Is
he listens to you every morning.
So who are your famous friends? You got some really cool friends?
You grew up with the kids of everybody, right?
Right.
Like, who'd you grow up with that was cool?
Who was cool then?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I grew up with Liza Minnelli. All the children of stars used to hang together.
Was Liza Putz as a kid?
No.
Was she real annoying?
Was she affected?
Overly affected? Because you don't seem real affected and stuff, which is kind of cool. I can't believe you're Zsa Zsa's kid and you're not affected. So Zsa Zsa did a pretty good job, I guess, raising you. Or maybe it was the nanny who raised you.
She got a good nanny.
Yeah.
I think I raised myself.
Really?
But, you have to, Howard, all those people are just got people.
But you seem pretty well adjusted.
Yeah.
I would never picture Zsa Zsa Gabor's daughter being well, although I'm sure people don't picture my kids being well adjusted.
We look at Liza and Lucy.
Yeah, they're all affected. Like, Liza's a complete phony. I mean, she's like, oh, my goodness, darling.
When Kendra and Ebb did this song for me, they really put their hearts into it, and I just love them.
Yeah. I mean, like that. You know what I mean? How can you handle that?
I don't see her now.
Oh, really?
No. I'm just trying to think of the kids who grew up with Fred. You probably don't even know them.
Did you ever see Jerry Lewis's kids banging their heads against the wall?
I did a show in Vegas called The Name's the Same with Kids of Stars, and Gary Lewis was in it.
Gary Lewis and the Playboys?
Gary Lewis and the Playboys.
Yeah, I think they all hate Jerry. Oh, no, Gary says he likes
Gary
him.
has to like Jerry now.
Yeah.
He's not rebelling at this
It is
point.
hard to be a kid of a celebrity because people always say, oh, hi, how's your mother? Or hi, this is Zsa Zsa's daughter. Or hi, this is...
Right.
So you never have your own personality.
And when you went to school, probably everybody really liked you because you were Zsa Zsa's daughter, right? You were famous, in a way.
I don't think it mattered because you probably went to school with a lot of people that were famous, too. Like in high school, I went to school with Maria Roach, who was Hal Roach's daughter. I went to school with Chris Costello, who was, Evan Costello. What was it, Costello?
Yeah, right. Costello was the fat guy, right?
The fat guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you go.
Was it cool? Was his son cool?
That was a daughter.
Oh, was she hot?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Hot.
Does she look like Costello?
It was an all-girl Catholic
Does she look like her dad?
Does she look like her dad?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was an all-girl Catholic school. Nobody was too hot there. We were all repressed.
Did you know Dean Martin Jr. before he sort of became part of a mountain?
And Dina's a good friend.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
You know Dean?
No, Dina, his daughter.
His daughter.
Dina.
Oh, you mean everybody in the family had to be named after Dean?
Yeah. Can you imagine that household? Dean. At least Zsa Zsa named you Francesca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was Dino and Dina.
And Gail, who was married to Carl Wilson, of the Beach Boys.
Yeah. You know all them, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, so you got a whole little cadre of famous friends. That's cool. You got to invite me to some of those cool parties.
Okay, you can give them.
Yeah, so people can spit on me. I'll be the entertainment.
I don't.
You know any cool people who actually dig me?
Everybody I know, my girlfriend across the street, whose husband is Warren DeMartini, the famous guitar player from Rat, and now he's.
Oh yeah.
Her kids can say, "Ladies and gentlemen, it's Howard Stern." They're like.
Really?
They're like 2 and 3 year olds.
Yeah, that's not that famous though.
No.
Who can we call and goof on?
Well, I don't know. You can call my husband. He said he'd be happy.
I'm not going to goof on him. He's a construction worker. He'll probably beat my ass.
No, he loves you.
Yeah?
He really, really loves you.
So all in all, you're saying nothing bad about Zsa Zsa? You're going on record saying that she was a good mom and she was okay?
Well, she wasn't there.
She wasn't there and she left.
She was there when she was. Who wants your parents to be there all the time? Did you want your?
Well, if his parents left him, there'd be nobody.
Yeah, there was no housekeeper. There was nobody to watch me. So you're saying your mom pretty much wasn't there, but you get along with her now?
Yeah,
too bad.
Why? You wanted me to say that she...
When did you two become friends? How old were you?
Well, just recently. We had our moments.
Yeah, I think it took a while. I mean, when I saw Francesca with Zsa Zsa, I said, this must be a recent reunion.
Yeah.
I went there to meet you. I didn't go there to see her.
Thank you. Does she? Did you ever see her? Did she ever fart in front of you, or was she such like a demure,
like an uptight woman that she never showed?
Did you ever see her go to the can?
No, she closes the door.
And she doesn't let anyone see her go to the bathroom, right?
Do you ever see her without makeup?
Very rarely.
I have.
You have?
What's that look like?
No, she doesn't look too bad.
She looks good. Well, she's got a nice face, man. She really does.
But she always believes that, in going to bed with some eyeliner and eyelashes.
Oh, really? She always goes to sleep with eyelashes?
Do you do that too, Rob?
Oh, no.
Robin doesn't have any kids to report back.
I don't think she does it for kids.
So how old were you when your mom farted in front of you the first time?
So this has never happened.
Really? You never heard your mom fart?
Yeah, they don't sit around doing that kind of
I mean, my mother was brought up in Europe. People are very, So
you've never smelled your mother pass wind? That's amazing. All that goulash? Come on. Francesca.
Howard, I swear.
You never saw your mom go to the can? The whole time growing up? Come on, be honest.
I swear to God, she closes the door.
Really? So you've never seen her either do number one or number two?
You had to go in afterwards.
Yeah. Have you ever walked in the bathroom afterwards?
Howard.
Come on.
We talking about something else besides toiletry.
What else is there? So you've smelled your mom going to the bathroom. So she does go to the bathroom. You'll admit that.
Everybody, that's all those people.
I can't imagine Princess Zsa Zsa going to the bathroom.
Oh, man.
Close the door, darling.
Close the door, darling.
Darling, I'm going to the bathroom. She wasn't always Princess Zsa Zsa,
Close the doors, darling. Ooh, that goulash.
That goulash got me. It's that fire. No, it's that sauerkraut.
Did you ever catch her making love to a guy? You walked in on her, didn't you?
I did once.
I knew it.
Oh, who was it with?
I don't remember, but I had no idea what it was. I thought he was like hurting her.
Oh,
yeah, right.
I thought it was because I was young, and I said, "What are you doing to
He
my
probably
mother?"
was hurting her. She could be annoying your mother. So you were saying, like, what are you doing to my mother?
Yeah.
And she was laying there naked and stuff.
No, well, I didn't see too much.
Right.
But I just ran out, and then she ran out and said, "No, you don't understand." But she was very discreet about that.
And she wasn't up on all fours or anything. It wasn't like anything weird.
Wasn't any weird
She was like
position.
tied to the wall.
I heard you talking about that earlier this morning.
I know. Well, what can I tell you, Francesca? I've got my fantasies.
Who doesn't?
That's right. You can't blame me.
Now, how long have you been married? Is this your only husband?
Oh, yeah. Are you like your mom? You get married like every week?
No. We've been married since about 93.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Congratulations on that.
Yeah. No, he listens to you when he's driving to work. He laughs.
Yeah?
Oh, you make him laugh so much. Passing out laughing.
Does Zsa Zsa like your husband, or does she hate him?
No, she does. My whole family likes my husband. I was shocked.
Yeah? He's the right ethnic background and religious and all that stuff?
No, they just like him.
They like him?
I wouldn't have cared if they hadn't, really.
White guy?
He's a white guy, yeah.
Right, what religion?
He was brought up Catholic. He's Canadian.
Oh, all right, so that's okay. Right?
Yeah.
Believes in Jesus, that's good.
Yeah, it's okay.
Zsa Zsa believes in Jesus.
I think so.
So you never saw your mom fart.
Never.
You caught her making love to a guy who looked like he was hurting her.
Well, it was weird because when you're young, she never told me about that.
Right. And now you're doing stand-up comedy. You actually appear at clubs and do that whole thing.
Yeah, I've been at the Comedy Store for 5 years, and it's funny because Mitzi Shore, who owns the Comedy Store, she hates fart jokes.
Oh, really?
That's the one thing you can't do there.
I guess you won't be going to the
Yeah, I guess I won't be appearing. And
I'm
you'll be sure Jackie won't.
If you wanted to go to the Comedy Store, you could, I'm sure, but...
She
might break down.
On that
no,
rule.
actually...
A night of unusual fart humor.
Only fart.
Only fart humor in honor of Howard
Comedy
Stern.
Store.
Missy has broken down.
No, what I'm trying to... Well, these are very...
Missy Shore's a fan of that comedy her son does. Pauly Shore.
I'd rather hear fart.
Yeah. Rather smell farts. Anyway, let me just say that Francesca Hilton is the daughter of Zsa Zsa, but yet she is a personality unto her own. She does act. She's featured.
What else have you been in?
Well, what I'm trying to do is, I want the casting people who are listening to you this morning on the radio.
Oh, go ahead.
I want them to think of me because I have a wonderful agent and a wonderful manager, but somehow being, I think, Zsa Zsa's daughter or whatever, nobody wants to give me a break. So all these breaks that you hear about are things I've gotten myself.
Right. It's not like somebody walks in and goes, "Oh, there's Zsa Zsa's daughter. Let's give her a break."
Nobody's breaking down my door to work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, listen, it's going to change now that you've been on this show.
I hope so.
Oh, keep dreaming.
Keep dreaming.
That's right.
Now that
Did your mom ever date your boyfriends growing up?
No.
Never stole
Or
a boyfriend?
did any of them
into young guys?
She's not. Yeah, right.
She came on to me pretty heavy.
Well, I don't think she was then. Maybe now. I don't know.
She was hungering, I think, for a young man.
She was hungering, yeah.
And that German guy she's married to, that Prince,
he's a nice
he treats
guy.
you all right?
Yeah.
Doesn't he yell at you and stuff?
He treats her all right, which is, that's her trip.
That's the thing. Is she all right? Because I heard she took a fall.
Oh, yeah, she got hit. I was hoping it knocked some sense into her.
Yeah. She got hit by a car or something?
No, she was walking on Cannon in Beverly Hills, and there's a Thrifties, and they have one of those wooden...
Oh, yeah, those gates. That's
those
what
wooden
happened.
Things, and she walked underneath it and went boom. And
one of the gates hit her
the security gate hit her in the head?
Yeah.
Was she going to have a big lawsuit or something?
I don't know.
Because that couldn't possibly hurt that much, you know what I mean? It really can't.
She's been her a lot.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Lost her accent.
I've ruined her
For at least 3 minutes, she doesn't come on. Yeah.
I want to thank Francesca Hilton for stopping by.
Yeah.
Any Hollywood agents or casting people who hear this and say, hey, Francesca Hilton, let's give her a shot.
Give her a call. Let her come out and try, too.
And you can also catch her in a new movie called, that's coming out in the summer, I guess. Pterodactyl Women from Beverly Hills with Beverly D'Angelo, Moon Zappa. And the Liz, that sounds like some movie. Liz,
You'd probably like it.
I just might. What the hell is that one about?
That's about
What?
A woman who turns... The pterodactyl woman?
Yeah.
A woman who turns into a pterodactyl. Her husband is...
Who is that? Beverly D'Angelo turns into one?
She's great, though.
Yeah, she's a real good actress.
She's excellent. Very good.
I can't believe she's not doing monster movies.
In Moon Unit, Zappa plays her best friend.
I get you.
Well, she's starting a movie, too. You know, she's here in New York doing VH1.
Is that right? Yeah, she digs me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could get her.
You like her dad.
Yeah.
You liked her dad.
Yeah, I liked her dad a lot. He was good.
You know, Grace Slick lives right down the street from me.
Oh, yeah?
Is the house still standing?
I was always... Boy, that's true. Yeah.
Can you imagine Beverly D'Angelo with those breasts being the pterodactyl woman? At least you know the pterodactyl woman has big cans.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, Francesca Hilton, and she's featured in the upcoming Liz Taylor miniseries. Thanks for coming by today, Francesca. Appreciate it. And we'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to the Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern.
All right. Hey, let me remind you that tonight on the E! Show, we've got a real good one for you. You got to remember, go into your memory bank and remember the last time Elephant Boy was here with all the big-breasted women.
Yes.
I'm talking about the women who, it's really kind of an interesting show. All these women come on who have had, like, major breast surgery.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, these were like the Jagundo breasts.
Yeah. And it was a real funny show, and Elephant Boy, I don't know if you remember the whole thing, and then Elephant Boy...
We even had this discussion with one girl about how she's going to get even larger in
yeah,
plans.
Yeah, and you got to where you see him, and we're going to show it on TV tonight, Fred jumping out of a plane.
It's really stupid.
Fred the Elephant Boy jumping out of a plane and undoing a girl's shirt.
He's hooked to another guy.
Yeah, it's maybe one of the stupidest shows we'll ever put on TV, but anyway, it's a fun show. If you get the E! channel, by all means, tune us in tonight. Also, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, tune him in. Friday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day at Chuckles and Mineola on Long Island. For raunchy jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE. It's not a pay service. Also, a lot of people have been calling me saying, how do we get that wild comedy CD or cassette of Jackie's? Well, the only way to really do it, Jackie only sells directly to his fans. He will not go through his store. He has seen how the big merchandisers rip people off.
He's a wholesaler, not a retailer.
He has had his offers, but he refuses to change his operation.
He doesn't want to lose control of the product.
He cares about you, the fan.
The quality would definitely go down, and he would not have that hands-on...
Yeah. If he could get a deal, in 2 minutes he'd sell out. Okay. Jokeland special, buy two, get one free. $10 for $3 shipping and handling. Call 1-800-323-KING.
You can only get that mug from Jackie.
Right. Please buy these so Jackie won't be so bitter. Maybe at one point he'll come in here with a positive attitude and feel good about his life.
I mean, they do work. They hold coffee and tea and stuff.
Never mind that. Your dog can catch him like a Frisbee.
You just have to look at that stupid writing on it.
Hello, Los Angeles. You're on the air. Hello. I'm going to take a couple of phone calls. I got to build up steam here. Yes.
Okay, Howard.
Yes.
How are you?
I am fine. How are you? Yes.
Very good. We saw Beavis and Butthead last night, and you had honorable mentions.
In what respect?
In what respect? Actually, they got struck by lightning, and the news reporter was interviewing him, and they were asking what they were watching beforehand, and they were asking if it was you. He said this old guy with glasses.
Yeah.
And the reference was towards you, and long hair. That's right. Thanks, Larry.
Oh, very good.
So we just wanted to say hi.
That's a big compliment that Beavis and Butthead said I was an old guy with glasses.
Is
that old dude with long hair and glasses?
Is that the old dude with long hair and glasses? Yes. Well, I could have sworn it was just a few years ago that I was like this young upstart DJ.
You were a renegade.
Damn. Well, how the hell it got to this point. And I'm not that old. I'm really very young looking. Thank you. I'm like Zsa Zsa. San Diego, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Howard. Let me turn my radio down, okay?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm a very spry 40. I'm shaving that 1 year off now. I'm still 40.
Okay. I said to somebody the other day, he's really struggling with 40, and he's already 41.
Yeah. I hate it.
Hey, good morning, Howard.
I'll probably kill myself at 50.
Oh, stop that.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Howard, I was calling to see if I could dethrone the king of all song parodies. The guy sucks.
You have a song parody? Is that what you're saying?
I sure do. It's an OJ song parody.
All right, quickly, give me a couple of lines.
Okay, it's to the tune of, remember the song, Don't Bring Me Down, Bruce?
But, you know, if you're going to do a song parody, why don't you pick a song that sort of everybody knows?
Well,
that's the first rule of songwriting. Don't bring me down, Bruce.
I think he's talking about that ELO song, right?
Yeah, Don't Bring Me Down, Bruce.
Why am I wasting time on this? You know that song, Don't Bring Me Down, Bruce? No, I don't.
I never knew that was what he was saying.
I hate ELO and I hate all orchestral rock. Period. There's no such thing as good orchestral rock.
Oh, Yes was all right.
Yes was okay in the beginning. So they got all goofy. They got all religious. Something happened. They went to the Dalai Lama.
You know, it's pretty funny because Ian Anderson, whatever that guy's name.
John Anderson.
He's lost all his money.
Really?
He's another guy who gave his money to some business manager, and now the business manager lost all his money.
You know, if you're ever lucky in life to make any kind of money, just put it into something stupid like a CD or a treasury bill or something. You know what I mean? I mean, what are you getting carried away for? You hit the lottery in life. Why not just hold on to it?
Well, not only, he's now having to declare bankruptcy.
Jesus.
And there's some other guy from another group who the guy mixed up their money, and that guy's got to sue John so he can get his money.
I don't want to hear about it.
Amazing.
That's his problem. You're on the air.
Good morning, Howard and Robin.
All right, come on.
Howard, one thing I want to say is I really miss Sam Kinison, and the other thing is I'm really disgusted about this whole Colin Ferguson and OJ thing, the way they're just ripping people apart. You can't even say anything derogatory about these type of people. This man is just getting away with basic murder in Long Island, and
No, hold it a second. First of all, Colin Ferguson isn't getting away with anything. He will be as a matter of fact...
What is the deal?
One second. Let me address each one. Colin Ferguson, in fact, I was going to take a bet on the air. I believe today the jury has to...
They get the case at 10 o'clock this morning.
I guarantee you, now there's 117 counts they have to say. All they have to do is say guilty on. So, in other words, each juror has to just go guilty.
Right.
It's 117 times.
It's a 19-page indictment.
All right, it'll take them, I think, 2.5 hours.
That long?
Why?
Because in order just to vote guilty for each 12 people, and I think you have to write it down when you sit on a jury.
See, I would say a show of hands on this one.
But I think there's procedure, so it'll take 2.5 hours just to get through,
Yeah.
And plus they have to eat a donut or whatever it is, take a break. You see how many breaks?
Do you think they're going to find him not guilty on any count?
Oh, no, he'll be guilty of every count. So he listen, the only reason he's getting justice is because it's so blatant. It is such a blatant violation. This guy's such a joke. Did you get any of his speech, his rambling speech?
Didn't I just hand you
it's horrible.
Oh, yeah, I got to hear it. Here's Colin Ferguson
doing his closing argument.
This is pretty cool.
It's so easy for people to simply agree. They are looking at police officers. They have reason to believe that police officers have certain statistics, certain things that they know. And these are the things that are brought to these people. And people that are injured are simply accepting whatever is happening and simply putting their signature to that particular statement. So all of a sudden, it becomes an identification.
Particular.
But where was the lineup? Where were the photographs amidst the number of photographs of people to identify a particular person? That's how we...
Where are the photographs? See, we always photograph on the Long Island Railroad.
That guy sounds just like A.C. Cowling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his... I'd like to meet the mutant that would dial A.C. Cowling's line and give him any kind of money from this murder.
I don't know, man. This planet's doomed.
So anyway, now the O.J. case is a serious case. This is a guy so obviously guilty it's not even funny. And the reason that they say he'll get off, if he will at all, is because the jury is so wacky. I'm watching this O.J. case yesterday. And, I mean, Johnny Cochran does a wonderful job of saying, so you mean to tell me you used your flashlight in an improper way? And, they're trying to get caught up in semantics. O.J.'s guilty. The blood evidence is there. The evidence was taken. There's just no question that the guy is guilty. There's no other suspect. There's motive. There's no alibi. It's his blood all over the place. There's blood in his car. There's blood on his socks. There's blood on his gloves.
O.J., your wife's been killed.
Yeah.
There's the history of wife abuse, obsessional wife abuse. He's guilty. There's not now, evidently,
Why wouldn't O.J. ask what happened to his wife? If somebody called you and said your wife had just been killed, would you have a question as to how it happened?
The first thing I'd say is how.
But the thing is that, the first thing you say is, does that mean I can start dating?
Oh, joy.
Right. But no, the thing is...
already dating.
That's right. That's what makes no sense about this case. The guy was already dating. So the thing is that none of this makes any sense. It's 8 hours a day of insulting the country's intelligence. Okay, but you're entitled to a little bit of a court case. The wacky thing is that it is an all-black jury, except for one Indian who's up there. Cochise is up there looking at maps in
Isn't
Chicago.
there one white person?
That white person, I think, was thrown off.
No, there were 2 white people. One was thrown off.
Is there one white person?
I think one's left.
They're actually saying that a black jury cannot convict O.J. Now, if that's the case, which it probably will be.
No, I'd be very sad if
the murderer will walk. And if the murderer walks, there's going to have to be a serious look at the criminal justice system.
Are you saying that one white person will vote along with the rest of this jury?
Well, yes. I was the one white guy in an all-black community. Yes, I would. Because when a black person is yelling at you and they go, "What do you mean, man? Don't you see, man? Don't you see?" You know what? I don't need this. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to write a book, and that's the end of it. And you know, that's what it's going to be.
I was the white guy on the O.J. jury.
But even if there's one white holdout and there's a whole bunch of black guys who are saying, "Hey, come on, we can't convict O.J." You know, because a lot of black guys I talk to, and especially a lot of black guys we interviewed on even on the street here in front of the building, which we should do again.
Yes, we could. All through the trial, we should update and see how the tide is going as the evidence is presented.
Hey, Scott, put the microphone out front, will you?
No, it's terrible because.
So anyway, so every guy you interview goes, you know, hey man, they don't really have, they don't really have the evidence. They don't really have pictures of him doing it. Where's the video of him doing it if he did it?
Just because he beat his wife don't mean he killed her.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more than just beating your wife. So I think that. Listen, what am I going to? People say to me, Howard, what are you going to do if O.J. gets off? I got to go on living my life. What am I going to do? There hasn't been justice in this country for a long time. And I don't mean just for black people. I'm talking about now juries are voting along racial lines, so we're doomed. I'm talking about that the whole judicial system is corrupt. Even if you want to go to, you got all these thieves. I call them thieves. They're lawyers. All of them are thieves. They go out. Some of them act like they do something good. I think once a week they do some community service. They take a charity case or something. So they feel better in their hearts. But all these lawyers, these so-called human beings, who parade around like they are these great people, these bright people, somewhere along the line they lose it. Some of them become judges. The judges all owe political patronage to other people. That's how they become judges. And lawyers have to sponsor them. So they're in cahoots with lawyers. Lawyers.
I'm not going to say this is every judge, but there's an article in the paper today about a judge who was dismissed, had to step down from the bench. And when she announced that she was stepping down last November, she gave the reason for her return to private practice on Long Island, that, she just wanted to go back into private practice. But now some committee that was hearing her case says that one day while she was hearing a case, she befriended one of the defendants and stepped down from the bench and came over to him and gave him advice on how to hide the cocaine he was smuggling into the country.
Well, there you go. So the point is that it's who you know in terms of our legal system. All these frivolous suits and whacked out suits, people claiming injuries when they're not even really injured, all this stuff that's going on now with these lawyers is a result of the fact that all the lawyers play into it. They all love it. If you're a lawyer who's on the side of the defendant, you sit there and go, "Oh, it's terrible, it's terrible, it's terrible. Oh, the laws have to be changed," or blah, 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 blah. These sharks that run around feeding on everybody, suing all the corporations, they love it. They're making money in litigation. And you have people who make our laws. They're all lawyers. And they sit there and make more and more complicated laws.
You can tell how lawyers feel about themselves. Look at all the ethics rules they have to put into place to govern themselves, to make sure they don't cheat each other.
Because they have no ability not to cheat each other. It's not in their makeup. Lawyers are skunks. And as soon as people start waking up to that, I don't know when they will. The only guy I ever saw really take it on as a big issue was Dan Quayle. And I'm not a Dan Quayle fan, but boy, I used to love when he'd come out with this tort reform and talk about putting caps on some of these things. That's where we need government. Not the FCC telling us what we can listen to. We need to get the lawyers.
All right, sir. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Bye-bye.
And there'll be no justice in the O.J. case. It is a three-ring circus. And how this Marsha Clark allowed an all-black jury is beyond me.
Well, you said she didn't have much of a choice.
Well, somehow they moved the whole trial out of an 80% white community into an all-black and Hispanic community.
We need to call somebody because this was a crime committed in Brentwood.
Right.
Which is O.J. was the only black person who lived there.
Yeah.
So where do they move the trial to? Where would trials normally occur?
I'll tell you exactly where.
In Brentwood.
I forget the name of the community, but it is not Judge Ito's jurisdiction. It is not. They moved the trial, saying O.J. couldn't get a fair trial in that jurisdiction, and they moved it to where it was 80 to 90% black jury pool, and Marcia Clark evidently went along with it, or maybe it was forced on her.
Because as far as I'm concerned, O.J.'s peers are rich.
Yeah.
And he should have a rich jury.
Right. Well, anyway, I don't see this as a racial case. I see this as a guy gone mad, and he has to pay now for the 2 people he murdered. But it'll never happen. It's become a whole racial thing. It's become a whole, O.J.'s a brother, and right away they want to convict the brother, and screw that. What are you talking about? And the same with these Menendez boys. They couldn't even, these are white guys they can't even convict.
Well, they had a tough childhood.
Could you imagine that? A tough childhood. This is what I mean by crafty lawyers. Tough childhood. Nobody had a tougher childhood than me. If anybody should have wiped out his family, it was me. Parents keep me trapped there.
Well, wait till you read my book.
Well,
I think
you
I got
too.
a better case than
well,
you.
yeah, I read that book. Don't say wait till I read it. I read it, and you should be in a mental ward. In fact, I'm not sure I'm not going to have you committed.
I think that you'll be right next to me.
What do you want?
Do you want to let Dominic Barbara explain to you how the jury's picked?
Yeah, maybe I don't know. All of a sudden, he's a maven on everything. Dominic.
Thanks for all the nice things you're saying about lawyers. I appreciate it.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you something.
One lawyer, you can't think one, even the ones that represent you?
No.
I see.
Not even the ones that represent me. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why they're the worst. They're the ones that hold your hand and go, oh, my goodness, oh, yeah, it's terrible, it's terrible, terrible.
But they never do anything to change the system.
Here's your bill, here's your bill, here's your bill, here's your bill. Change the system, you want to do something.
All right, the jury selection.
Dominic Blubber.
Ready?
Barbara. What?
You ready for the jury selection? The jury selection is done in a process where there's an entire panel. And both sides, the prosecution and the defendant, have a certain amount of challenge.
Excuse me.
We know that.
We know that.
So
You're not teaching us anything. The venue, there was the original place where the jury was going to take place is not in Judge Ito's courtroom. They moved it from a different county.
No.
Yes.
No, you got it all.
Well, it's still happening in Los Angeles.
It's in Los Angeles.
I don't understand.
And why should O.J., as much as I know O.J. Simpson is guilty, why should the case have to be moved? Because there's so much publicity.
I will get you the name of where it was moved from.
The defendant has a right to... No. Everyone kept asking Cochran, do you want it moved? And he used to turn white.
No. Excuse me. You remember that there was a case with the Rodney King beating. They were going to have the jury pool was going to be from the Simi Valley.
Yes.
They went to Simi Valley, and they had the trial there.
Yeah.
That is because the defendant asked for a change of venue. In this case, O.J. Simpson did not ask.
No, the original venue was a 80 to 90% white jury pool.
I don't understand this.
And they moved it where there's a huge population of black and Hispanics.
Do they, Dominic, when they impanel a jury, do they pull from all sections of the city, or do they pull from a certain district?
From a certain district.
In L.A., it would be basically the entire area. I'm sure, like in New York, it's in...
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. I'm telling you the way it is.
No, you're wrong.
I know more than any lawyer on the planet. You understand who I am? I'm a radio host. Listen to me. Dominic, you're out of your league on this one.
No, but you're wrong. And let me explain another thing. In jury selection, you have to remember who's usually available to be a juror.
Exactly. Guys who don't work.
Well, not guys that don't work, but usually federal employees, people who are retired, and people who have a job where they can miss for a week or 2 or 3.
In other words, we're not talking about brain surgeons.
Well, Howard, you know the old joke about, what a juror is?
Right.
It's 12 people who were too stupid to get out of jury duty.
Right.
No, I don't say that.
Right, Dominic?
Yes, Dominic. You told us that joke.
Dominic taught me that joke. And I'll tell you something. We might start needing professional juries in this country. I hate to say it.
Well, that wouldn't work either.
Well, they had them,
I'm sure it would.
They had them once before. It was called Germany right before.
And let me tell you something. Germany wasn't so bad.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Well,
that's right. It's designed.
You know what? I would have liked to have seen you over in Germany.
No, but this time I'm going to be Hitler.
No, wait. Where was the board?
Werden wir nicht vergessen. Aber wir werden auch die nicht vergessen.
Professional juries. That's what he's talking about. So I would have been a French fry. At least it would have been justice.
But I'm half Catholic.
You would have said
Dominic, thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah.
For nothing. He answered no
Yeah,
question.
exactly. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye. Goodbye. What does he always say? Goodbye, sir. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye, sir.
He's so funny. I'll never forget his closing arguments in the Joy Butterfield game.
There was one you could have won.
What's for breakfast?
I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words. I got a million things to go through tapes. I'll get to all the different tapes that we've been holding on to for the week.
All right.
Lots of stuff to get to. We'll be back right after these words.
The Howard Stern Show.
I got a million things for you today, but I've got to. There's a woman on the phone. I think her husband's a lawyer. She wants to yell at me or something. She's going to tell me why her husband's not a shark.
Oh, she has a husband who's a lawyer.
Yeah, and he's a good guy.
Yeah, my husband is a good guy.
Well, he's got you fooled, huh?
You know what, Howard? You're such a self-serving son of a bitch. You know, I don't understand where you get off making these sweeping blanket statements. Have you met every lawyer in the world?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you have? Well, you know what? You know what?
All right, yours is the one good one.
And I've never seen you, and my husband happens to be a very, very honest, decent, hard-working lawyer.
Yeah. What kind of law?
He does litigation.
Yeah, of course. What does he do? What ambulance does he chase? What does he do? What does he go?
Personal injury.
Yeah, of course. It's it's beneath me even to have this discussion.
Well, you know what? It really makes my blood boil because
of course it does. Of course it does.
Why do you think that you can make a
because all lawyers are tied into the same. It's a shakedown. They don't produce anything. So the
system is corrupt. Why don't you say that?
So if he is part of the system, then he should change it. Just refuse to be a part of it. He's a bright guy. He could go do something else.
Say the same about you. You're part of a very corrupt system.
Darling, I'm a part of no corrupt system. I am my own system.
Yeah, you sure are.
Yeah, and let me tell you something, honey. You ought to open up your eyes and get with it.
Excuse me. I happen to be very with it.
Are you wearing a phony neck brace while you talk to me?
No. I happen to be out there in the business world every day.
Are you out there pouring water on the sidewalk so you can slip on the ice?
No, I'm not out there pouring water on the sidewalk.
Oh, by the way, I think I had an accident yesterday. I'm not injured, but maybe something hurts me. Can I come talk to your husband?
You propagate false theory.
Yeah, good.
Not
okay, very good. I'm sure there are lawyers out there who are very hardworking and honest.
There you go.
And I'm sure that your husband's one of the few.
Yes, he is. My husband is up.
Most guys in personal injury are very, very honest.
My husband is up. He works very hard for his client.
And I hope he gets appointed a judge someday so he can feed into this more.
9 o'clock at night.
Oh, wait a second. I just sprained my neck talking to you on the phone. What's his number? I want to call him so I can sue you for spraining my neck while I'm talking to you.
Nobody said her husband didn't work hard. We just said he's a member of this awful system.
He's a member of the whack pack. That woman. Get away from me. You make me feel dirty.
He works very hard for his client.
All the hypocrites of the world sitting and telling me how hardworking they are.
Not my husband, my man.
Yeah, sure.
He's got her bamboozled for sure.
I'm sure every client that walked in there was honestly telling him that they were injured in a car accident and were entitled to tons of money.
You know what? She called him because she thinks he's a shark, too.
You're damn right. Sitting there in the lap of luxury. Sitting there by the CB scanner. Police scanner, waiting to see what accidents occurred.
I don't care if you don't think anything's wrong with you. Give me a call.
Let me change the topic here for a second because this is a good one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, everyone's going to love this. So this guy contacts me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are my shades on?
Nope.
Why are my shades not on, Robin?
You couldn't find them before. Did you find them?
Found them. Oh, my gorgeous.
It makes such a big difference.
Oh, look at the difference in my face. I'm transformed.
Suddenly, you're more confident. You seem stronger.
My nose doesn't seem as big.
More handsome.
I don't care what you tell me. My nose is not as big when I wear shades.
I don't care what you say. It doesn't look big to me now or when you had the other glasses
You're blinded by love.
I see.
You're so in love with me, you don't know what you're looking at.
I know. I'm punchy.
Let's face it, that's why you can't even date guys. You're ruined by you. I ruined you for all of the men.
Right. You have done that, but it's not because of love.
Why don't you admit you're in love with me? That would be good.
You know what it is? You know what it is?
That would be good.
You guys are so disgusting.
No.
That
Admit
I couldn't stand to be with a man. I'm like, ugh.
Admit that if I came on to you you would
I would
be
run.
in bed with me.
I would run. There is
Liar.
no way I want that nightmare you call a relationship.
Now you're lying like Tom Chiasano. Not a relationship. You want to have sexuality
I want to have sex
with me.
with you?
Oh,
No,
absolutely.
the way you describe it?
You absolutely want to experience it. You know that if I admit you would love to hold me,
No.
and admit you would love to teach me new things.
No, I don't ever think about it. Your
that's a lie.
Sexuality is your business. It has nothing to do with me.
I'm going to tell the audience something right now that they don't know and that you can't admit because you're repressed.
All right. Fine. I'm repressed.
Yes. Number one, you are in love with me and have been in love with me since Washington.
When did I fall in
That's
love
something
with
that you didn't put in your book.
When did I fall in love with you?
Probably the first time you met me. And secondly, and a phony laugh is right. And secondly,
that's the first phony laugh that's ever been on this show.
You know she didn't laugh when I met her? She started laughing. She started giggling for the first time in her life when she met me. And been laughing ever
It's
since.
not my personality.
Admit you love my personality.
I love you as a performer.
You
I will save that
Yes.
till the cows come home.
And you're very attracted to me.
I love your brain.
Right.
I'm in love with your brain.
And that's
You're
important to you.
absolutely right.
That's more important to you than anything.
Absolutely right.
That's right. Here it is. Here it is. The head of the Daily Something. Quivers finally admits it. I'm in love with Howard. The Daily
If
Something.
I could extract that brain from that body and put it in something else, boy, I would do it. Yes.
No, you're very attracted to me physically,
So
too.
you admit looks are everything.
Howard,
Is that
you know
what
I
you're
won't
saying?
even look up at you because you're too tall.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to even have eye contact with you unless you're
Do
sitting
you think
down.
you're protesting a little too much?
I'm telling you the truth, and you
Yeah.
know it.
Keep rambling. I'm telling you, I know
you
people.
can say that. And
I know people.
All right, fine. You
I know
people. You don't know me. You have not known
There are
me
two people physically in love with me on this show.
I've worked with you. Who is it, Fred and me?
Yeah.
Now, how did I know that?
No, in all seriousness, you have been in love with me since Washington.
You're right. I fell in love with you before I even
Whenever
met
you're with a man,
it has nothing to do with you
you think about the
physically.
fact that he doesn't compare to me.
Never.
And number three, and most importantly,
No.
you are physically turned on
Because
by
you
me.
know that the rest of your personality is a big turnoff to me.
Right. Absolutely. And you know that's not true. Okay. It's all right. Listen. What?
A lot of people think that. I don't know.
Oh, I've had people tell me that all the time.
I'm telling you it. I'm with her every day.
And yes, I hang on your every word.
And if I was single, yes, I'd have sex with you. Absolutely. In a minute. I'd have you naked and doing things to you.
Conclusion that I want.
Your head would be through the wall.
I know that you need to think this. And it's okay with me that you think
I'd
it.
give it to you.
I
I'd
know
give it
that
to you
need
hard.
to think that I'm in love with you.
You would love it.
You think your theory is that there is no such thing as platonic relationships between men and women.
There isn't.
And I say there is.
You can say what you want.
And we have a platonic relationship.
We do now because I'm married.
No, it has nothing to do. It wouldn't matter to me if you were married.
Have you and Robin ever, in the history of being together, had any sort of sexual tension or a situation?
Since the day I met her.
No, but a situation.
Yeah, we can't be in a room alone together.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult for Robin. I can handle it. It's very difficult for Robin to be alone with me.
Where did this happen? When did you notice this?
In Washington. You were in love with me.
Tell me about the day that you noticed you couldn't be in a room alone with me.
No, I can be in a room alone with you.
That it was hard on me.
No, it's not. To be honest, it is not hard on you to be alone in a room with me because you know through over the years that I don't cheat on my wife and stuff, but
Oh,
there
but there was a time before that. When was that day?
You're not going to tell me that there have been times when you had your vibrator that you didn't think about me.
I
you
will
did.
tell you that there is, every time I have my vibrator, I think of everyone else but you.
Yeah, because you can't allow yourself to do it.
Have you ever had me?
Never. I've never had anybody in that room with my vibrator.
We know you've had Fred, so don't even deny that.
Never.
You have.
All right, listen.
Never.
I got somebody really good on the phone. We'll come back to this love thing in a minute.
Right. I don't know even where this came from with you. You all of a sudden you have to have me love you.
You
I
do.
know it means to love you.
I don't have to
so
have
I'll
you
love
love me. Thank you. Thank you. So, do you feel better now that you admitted it?
I don't feel any way at all, but do
Right.
you?
I feel good. Come hug me. You probably can't do it. You probably get too aroused.
I don't hug you.
All right,
we
now.
don't touch.
Now, on our phone, Robin, something better than love. So this guy sends me a press kit, okay? This guy sends me a press kit.
Is this the thing you showed me yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh.
This guy sends me this press kit, a professionally done press kit, and with all his articles and stuff that have been done on him.
Yeah.
This is a guy who wants to kill President Reagan.
Well, President Reagan doesn't have enough problems.
Yeah, right. The guy swears that President Reagan is the Antichrist and that he's already broken into Reagan's house.
And this is for real?
Yeah. Now, I said to you, how is it that this guy's allowed to walk around free? But evidently he is.
Well, maybe he has an answer to that question.
Did anybody tell you, so he contacted us and I called him back. Did anybody tell you, we got a camera on him now. Do you know where he is?
No.
He's at a payphone on, like, a corner. That's his phone.
Yeah.
But, he doesn't, like, live in a regular house. He lives
He doesn't have a phone.
He lives in an odd place.
Oh, yeah?
We're not sure what it is.
Oh, boy.
Hey, dude, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Now, what's your name?
Greg Gordon. Gregory Stewart Gordon.
Oh, Greg Gordon.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm looking at the picture of you here because you sent me you have a press kit, right?
Right.
Now,
what's that all about? You got a PR firm?
I'm going to try and hire one soon, but I can't afford it right now.
Now, you absolutely stayed here, and I said, what are you, a black guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, big black guy, got your head shaved.
Right.
You look like a big, strong man.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Anyway, it says here you were born 1957.
Correct.
And that you say that Ronald Reagan is the Antichrist.
Right.
Okay. Now, haven't the police arrested you?
For what?
For saying
threatening
you want to...
the life of the former president.
Yeah, that's what I did time in prison for, yes.
Oh, you did?
I was in prison for breaking into his house and almost killing him.
Now, how did you get into his house?
It was easy. It was no trick. The Secret Service doesn't want me to talk about it, so I'm going to do them a favor and not talk about it.
Who doesn't want you to talk about it?
Secret Service.
The Secret Service. But you broke it. I would think they put you away for life or something like that.
Why is he being so nice to the Secret Service if he wants this guy gotten rid of?
I don't want to kill him. I want to expose him as the Antichrist now. I'm running for president, by the way. I thought I'd mention.
Well, let me just say something to you. If Reagan was the Antichrist, he forgot that he's the Antichrist at this point.
Yeah, why would the Antichrist get Alzheimer's?
It doesn't really matter that he has Alzheimer's now. His policies are going to affect the future generations of America. Or everything that he did while he wasn't off is going to affect future generations of America. And that's what we're going to have to fight against.
Now, some of the evidence that you cite that Ronald Reagan is the Antichrist is that Ronald, Wilson, and Reagan all have 6 letters.
Right. That's 666, the mark of the beast, known as 666.
You say Reagan's current house number was 666 before Nancy had to change to 668?
Correct. 666 St. Cloud Place. Nancy had to change to 668 when they moved in.
And then you say Reagan was shot and wounded and recovered from the wound.
Yeah, it's one of the signs set forth in Revelations for the naming of the Antichrist. It's the Antichrist is shot and wounded. Actually, it's one of the 7 heads. The 7 heads stand for the 7 heads of state that meet every year in the G7.
Did you get this out of the Bible?
Yes.
And the Bible talks about shooting with guns?
Well, not shooting. It says killing with the sword, actually.
Now, when you broke into the house, what prevented you from killing Ronald Reagan? Did you actually see him in the house?
I missed seeing him by a few feet. I got to the back patio, and he was at the pool, which is around the corner.
And then who stopped you? The web
service.
I see. And they tackled you and brought you in. Now, I would think, and you admit that you wanted to kill him, right?
At that time, yeah.
And so why wouldn't somebody go to prison for life for that?
Well, they don't put you in for
they
life.
couldn't charge me. I didn't have a weapon. They had no case on that. They couldn't do it. What could they do? I said I was going to kill him that morning.
Let me ask you something. If I said on the radio that I now want to stab Gary Dell'Abate in the heart with a knife.
Nobody
would do anything.
It doesn't mean anything. He's not a president. There's no laws against that.
And if I threaten somebody's life, they can't put me in jail?
If you threaten the president, you can. If they threaten the president or a former president, they can put you in jail. But they can't put you in jail just for threatening anybody else. Don't you understand that that's why
the stalking laws have to be enacted? Because you can say you want to do anything to anybody but the president.
Yeah, right. Like the president's so important.
I like he says they have no proof, but they tackled him on Reagan's patio.
Right. I mean, that's good enough proof for me.
Well, I was going to kill him. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Right. And if you had gotten him, you would have killed him.
Right.
But what good would that do?
He would be out of the way. He'd be dead. He wouldn't be the Antichrist anymore. See, this is the Antichrist we're talking about. It's not some, nickel and dime thief. We're talking about the Antichrist and all that means.
Well, let me get this straight. So now Gary says you have to use a payphone and you live outside. Where do you live in?
I live in a boarding care. In California, they have this thing where they take care of you. I got Social Security, and they'll take your check and give you food and lodging and stuff like that.
Well, isn't that interesting? A guy says he wants to kill the president, so we support him.
That's a great country. I tell you. Now, are you watched by anyone so that we know?
Secret Service.
Oh, you are watched.
You have your own Secret Service now.
This guy's got a great lifestyle. So if you threaten the president, you get a great lifestyle, I guess. And I mean, further evidence that you cite here, Reagan's re-election campaign cost $66.6 million.
So that was reported in the New York Times.
Everything is 666 with him, huh?
Just about. He knows it and believes in the number, too, and was trying to put it on us with that electrical scanning system that they did. I heard that there was some 666 involved with that, too.
With what?
You know those scanning numbers they have on back of packages?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think that was implemented during his term of office. I'm not sure of that, but I think it was, and that 666 has something to do with that.
Now, you say here Reagan's first film was the 666th film released by Hollywood.
I can't prove that. I just heard that from
His first divorce was the 666th among Hollywood celebrities.
I can't prove that either.
You can't, yeah, okay. His first son was born on 6/6 at 6 in the morning.
If that is true, it's a good indication because his first son was adopted. So now, if he picked his son based on the time of his son's birth, that would be a very good indication that he really does know and believe in it.
Have you ever spent any time in a mental hospital?
25 different times.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that. I say those mental hospitals really work. Now, you know that a lot of this stuff is all of this stuff is ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous. It's real, Howard.
Well, it's hard to prove to somebody who's been in a mental hospital 25 times.
It doesn't matter where I've been. It's the reality.
You look like a big...
The second coming of Christ in mental hospital.
You seem like a big, strong guy. Now, what happened in your childhood that turned you into this sort of individual that goes around threatening a human being's life?
My brother had sex with me.
Your brother had sex with you.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that was the turning point?
Probably.
So the sex wasn't that good, was it?
Oh, stop it.
It was all right.
He says it wasn't that bad.
All right.
Now, when you say your brother had sex with you, were you young? How young were you when this happened?
About 2 years old.
You were 2 years old, and your brother...
Do you remember it?
Yeah, I remember I had a great time. Me and him were best buddies. My brother, he died, unfortunately, from AIDS or something.
Now,
so how long did you have sex?
How long did my brother and I have sex?
Yeah.
Until we got our separate bedrooms and we moved out into East Brunswick from New Brunswick.
So why didn't you go after him instead of Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan didn't have sex with you.
I'm not talking about sex. You are.
No, I'm saying that if you were going to be angry at someone, you should have been angry at your brother.
Yeah,
I'm not angry at my brother. I love my brother.
But you said that you figured you got all these notions because your brother...
I'm totally gay now. This is no problem. I'm comfortable with my gayety.
If your brother does you for your whole life, it's pretty much you're going to be gay.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm not. No, my brother doesn't do me. I can't have sex with my brother. He's dead now, but I would never have sex with my brother after I grew up and found out about that thing about, what's it called?
Incest?
Yeah, incest.
So they can't help you at the mental hospital? I mean, I think they should really lock you up for a while.
Are you on medication?
Hey, I'm on Prolixin.
Well, I'm on that. That doesn't do anything. What's Prolixin?
I don't know.
It's a shot they give you every 2 weeks. It's a major psychotropic drug that they give to people who have mental problems.
And they can't trust you to take pills, so they have to give you a shot.
Right.
Good thing we have a camera on him. I want to see what this guy looks like while he's talking.
I got this whole thing.
I'd like to point out a very funny fact. Usually a Mark and Brian listener, but he came over to us very recently.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
What now? What made you come over to us?
He told me that yesterday.
I didn't come over to you, Howard. I listened to Kevin and Bean.
Oh, Kevin and Bean.
Kevin and Bean you listened to.
Yeah.
Well, why are you talking to us?
Yeah.
Because you're Howard Stern. You're an icon. You're an idol. You're everything, Howard.
We understand that a lot of mental patients listen to Kevin and Bean. In fact, they have a whole...
Mental Patient Central.
Yeah, they have a whole one share of listeners who do that. So anyway, so you're going to go on... Now, is this something that you live with every day, that you think about the president all the time, the ex-president?
No, I don't think about him all the time, just occasionally.
And how do you spend your day? I mean, what is a day like?
Well, I'm running for president. I got to do speeches and things like that.
Who is listening to you?
Can I hear some of your speech? The little piece of your speech? Where do you give these speeches?
Well, would you like to hear a little piece of some good ideas?
All right, let me hear a couple of
All right, for gun control, right?
Gun control.
We do.
Yes.
Gun control. We give everybody an AK-47 and let them defend the country like it was meant to be defended in case of invasion by a foreign power. And we ban all handguns. Any gun under a certain length, I'm not sure what the length would be banned automatically.
Well, that doesn't sound like anything that really, that sounds like it's going to affect anybody all that much. What about...
we're 10,000 people dead every year, Howard. That doesn't affect anybody.
So you think we should put more guns into the hands of people?
No, I think we should get rid of all handguns, Howard.
And just give them AK-47.
So a big gun that everybody could see, so people would know you were...
Oh, I see. Well, that makes perfect sense.
I'm beginning to understand him. I'm worried about myself.
I think I need my Elixin, or whatever that drug is.
Prolixin.
Okay. Okay, what is another platform of yours?
Abortion.
Go ahead. What is that?
All right, now, we've got to get rid of this notion that first of all, I have no right to tell any woman what to do with her body. Not that I care what a woman does with her body, because I could care less.
Yeah, you don't want any part of it.
Right.
I want no part of it. So
you certainly have no right.
Neither here nor there with me. But if they want to have abortions, they should freeze the embryos, and maybe sometime in the future we can bring the embryos back to life.
But who's going to raise them?
Robin.
Oh, sorry.
Please. You're going to start arguing with this guy? The guy's just running for president. He's trying to do his thing.
All right, go on.
You're going to challenge every statement. The guy's not going to get anywhere. How's he going to win?
Who does he give these speeches to?
You're looking at him. Me and you. That's it. And what do? You stand on the corner and start speaking and stuff?
I give them wherever. I do a light show, Howard, that I'm doing tonight, by the way, at the Palace in Hollywood. So if anyone wants to come down to the Palace in Hollywood, I'll be there tonight.
Doing a light show?
So at this point, you think you got the Ronald Reagan thing under control? You're not going to go after him anymore?
Yeah, I think that's under control.
You got it under control.
Oh, I had a religious awakening. There's a passage in the Bible that lets me off the hook. I don't have to kill him.
You thought for a while it was your job to get rid of the Antichrist.
Like it says, like a thief in the night, somebody comes and breaks into his house.
Uh-huh.
That's what I thought it meant, like a thief in the night was me breaking into his house.
I see.
So you're glad then, in a way, that you went to the mental hospital and they must have explained to you that while Ronald Reagan might be the Antichrist, you don't have to worry about knocking him off.
Well, I didn't learn that until I went to the last hospital I was at, which was La Casa, which is a privately run mental health hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And they ran a good program where we had education and things to do all day instead of sitting around in a day room.
So you're glad?
And we learned things.
I learned things. Are you glad you didn't kill President Reagan?
Very glad.
Okay.
Oh, that's
well, good. All right. So, all right. Sounds like you don't sound like you sound delusional, but you don't sound like a complete nincompoop. Sounds to me like you could get something going if we could clear you up.
Well, I'm looking for the help I can get, Howard.
All right. Very good. Thank you. That is, of course,
what's his name again?
Greg Gordon.
Okay.
Who is running for president and had broken into Ronald Reagan's house, but fortunately did not kill him.
And now he's glad he didn't.
And now he's glad he didn't because he went to the mental hospital where they informed him that if...
And he also had a religious revelation that he doesn't have to do it.
Right. But he still believes Ronald Reagan's the Antichrist, right?
Correct.
Well, I think we have it down pretty good. I'll tell you sound more stable than Ronald Reagan's children. At least than Patty. We know her.
You know her?
Oh, yeah, I know Patty.
Oh, really?
What about the children of the Antichrist? I mean, you don't have any problem with them.
No, I like Patty. I think she's cool.
Did you see her Playboy video?
I didn't see the video. I heard she did the spread, but I never saw it.
No, you'll have to take a look.
I'll check it out sometime.
Very good. All right, very good, Greg. Thank you. And really, if you feel like you're going to kill the president, call me first. I want to at least try and make some sense.
Give me your number, Howard. I'll call you anytime.
Gary will give it to you. I'll put you on hold.
All right.
All right. Go look at those pictures of Patty. You'll cure your gayness. Very lovely. All right.
Wait a second.
What's the matter?
There's a guy on the other line there. He said he used to be mentally ill.
Yeah.
And he said that this guy has given mentally ill people a bad name.
Hey, both of you guys there? Hey, Greg.
Hello?
Greg, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, there's a guy on the phone that says you're giving mentally ill people a bad name. Can you imagine that?
A bad name. I'm trying to help the mentally ill. There's a lot of really sick people. Makes me want to cry right now. It's a lot of people are hurting, and these Republicans are just hurting.
Hey, Greg,
you gotta
Greg, are you crying?
Yeah.
Why are you crying? You just did an interview.
Well, I'm sorry. I got a little emotional.
When you talk about
don't use the F
giving
word.
mental patients a bad name, he...
Sir, are you still claiming that Greg gives mental patients a bad name?
Yes, I do.
Why is that?
What is your mental problem?
Excuse me?
What is your mental problem?
I don't want to get into my mental problem.
Why not?
Because I'm just saying...
What is your delusion? What do you think about?
We don't know who you are, so you can talk to
you're okay. We don't know who you are.
Well, I don't want to get into it because I'm over it now.
Yeah, but I mean, you're afraid if you talk about it, it'll come back?
Yeah, maybe.
It won't come back. Trust me, I'm a professional.
Are you still on medication?
No.
Oh, I see. What were you doing? Did you want to, like, kill your parents or something?
Well, I tried to kill somebody once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But...
Not the president, I hope.
No, never.
Somebody you knew?
Yeah, a friend of mine.
So why?
Why did you think he was the devil?
No. I don't know.
Was some dog telling you to do it?
Was it a dog?
No.
Was it something really weird?
No.
You had voices, though.
The voices were compelling you to do it?
No.
Well, come on, give me a hint here. I'm trying to know what I'm dealing with.
Do it.
You sound more stable than Fred.
I don't know. It's because I thought he had to die, and he wasn't sick or nothing like that.
And what was the reason that he had to die?
He just had to.
You mean there was no reason?
And nobody was telling you this?
No.
There had to be a little voice telling you to kill the guy.
Somebody was in your head saying he needs to die.
Right.
Howard, I think that guy might need some help. He should really lay off from contact.
Hold it a second. Hold on. Hey, Greg. Hey, Greg. You can't curse like that.
All right.
You can't curse like that.
Sorry.
Well, he's a expert.
Now, why do you have to call the guy a faggot?
He's an expert on
the world can.
I'm hitting the button like a mad dog.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I got FCC problems, which is worse than your mental problems combined.
I won't say nothing.
All right, now, why is Greg, in a clean way, tell me, why is Greg giving mental patients a bad name? You don't sound any more stable than he is.
Okay, I know people, because the way I sound and what I did, but that was a very long time ago. And
did you attack the guy?
Yeah.
All right.
So...
Now, did you go to a hospital?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So you didn't kill him, but you might have hurt him.
No, I almost hurt him.
All right, go ahead.
But listen to what he's babbling about. Everything has to do with 666. I find that quite unusual, don't you?
Well, I think it's unusual when you attack somebody out of the clear blood.
I know.
Yeah, at least with him we got clues.
Yeah,
I admit that, but...
You're as mentally ill as he is, so why is he giving...
Maybe worse.
Why is he giving mentally ill people a bad name? Mentally ill people have bad names. That's why they call them mentally ill.
Who thinks well of them?
Yeah, I don't know one person who thinks the mentally ill are okay.
What did he just say?
What did you say, Greg?
Let's give mentally ill people a good name. Remember what it used to be like to be mentally ill? They're coming to take me away, huh? It's a funny farm where life is beautiful all the time.
Greg, I got to keep hitting the button.
Greg, sorry about the language. I'm trying.
Greg, you got to mellow out with that.
Do you want to be on the radio or not?
Okay.
We're trying to get to the bottom of all of this.
Okay. It used to be so great to be mentally ill, and now they've made it this taboo. It used to be great. You go away to a funny farm, and you're on a funny farm, and it was a joke, and it was all
what it is?
It was a great time. And now they made it all this, you can't go outside of the cabins anymore. You can't walk around the grounds. They have beautiful grounds on some of these mental hospitals. You'd be locked up there for life and couldn't care if you never got out. The grounds are so beautiful.
Then go back.
So you're saying that the grounds at the mental hospitals used to be beautiful, but now they set you out on the street, so it's bad to be mentally ill?
No. When you're in the mental hospital, if you have to go for a short time or however much time you have to go for, you can't walk out on the grounds anymore because they're afraid that people are going to escape and run out into the community. I got to tell you something. If I owned the radio station, I'd hire these two guys to do Saturday overnights.
Absolutely. They make a great team.
I team them up with Maria Melito, let her do the weather. And
she could run the board and do all the stuff that really needs to be done to keep them on the air.
Yeah, let these two guys go at it.
But let me ask you, Greg, something, because I've just hit onto something here why he's so upset about Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
You realize it was Ronald Reagan who first started cutting funds for mental institutions in California when he became governor.
Uh-oh.
Who has Alzheimer's, that guy or Ronald Reagan?
Which guy?
The guy on the phone. So, Greg, did Robin tap into something?
Yes, he did. Yeah. I wasn't even aware of that.
Oh, great.
Darn, I'm going to start his delusion.
Yeah, you better calm down. Why don't you lay back? All right, so Greg, this guy says you're giving mentally ill people a bad name, but you say you're not.
I don't want to. I want them to have a good name and a good life. Anyone who's ever been in a mental hospital or ever had a problem with psychiatrists have to see a therapist or anything. It's no taboo in that anymore.
And sir, have you changed your opinion of Greg, or you still hold it?
I'm not saying like he gives mentally people a bad name, like they're a race or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, he says he's cured, but listen to what he's singing on the phone. And he's acting like a total, I can't use the word.
Well, use a clean word.
Idiot.
All right.
And
well, you know.
I sound like I sound.
Can you imagine this must go on in mental hospitals all day?
All day long. You get mental working there.
You get like two mental guys screaming about who's more mental?
Two? They probably 50 or 60.
I think he's still mental.
You do?
Yes, I think
You're
he just has to be put away.
Do you think you should be put away?
Well, maybe, but I'll admit this, I don't, I call up and I don't sing and stuff on the phone like he's doing.
Right.
The only thing with me is, like people say, I sound like I'm a little too hyper.
Let me ask you
hyper.
something.
You sound like you're completely in a coma.
Yeah, you sound like you're sleeping. But do you have a job?
Excuse me?
Do you have a job?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
He's getting pissed off at you. I'd keep quiet.
He can't find me.
All right.
No, I'd never get pissed off at you. You just make me laugh.
Oh, okay.
Thank God.
We do good.
And if we ever don't make you laugh, just let us know and we'll try harder.
Then I'll have to do to you what I tried to do to my friend.
Exactly.
But so you're working and you're able to support yourself and everything now?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's good.
I don't have a phone booth. I have a phone in my home.
Very good. All right, Greg, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Greg, I think this guy's saying you still have a way to go, is what he's telling you.
Yeah, Greg, he's saying that you're not cured.
Well, put it this way. The day that I broke into Reagan's house,
yeah,
I went to a psychiatrist and they cleared me of all psychiatric delusions. They had my records. The Secret Service had put me in the hospital a month before. They had all my records. I was not delusional on the day.
That was me. I was posing as the doctor.
You're telling me the day you broke into President Reagan's house and accused him of being the Antichrist, you found the psychiatrist who said that...
I went there first for clearance because I didn't want to get locked up like Hinkley.
The psychiatrist must have been a Democrat.
Well, the psychiatrist was one of the best in the world.
And he declared you sane.
Dr. Todd.
All right, Dr. Todd. Thank you, Dr. Todd.
I'm very happy with you, Doctor.
I'm gonna do a new Gilligan's Island. Leave Dr. Todd and Glenn right on the island together. They can sit there with each other. Oh, very good, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Is it Greg?
Bye.
Well, yeah, Greg and the guy who sounds like a robot.
Yeah.
I think you're pretty well under control. Sounds like they lobotomized you.
No.
Do you have a high-powered job?
Excuse me?
Yes. I put the one letter into the other bin.
No, I make very good money.
Do you?
Yes.
What type of work do you do?
I'm a telephone technician.
So you know how to repair phones?
Yes, but in the street, not...
They don't let you go into people's homes.
No.
If you went into people's homes, do you think that your mental illness would return?
No.
Did you always talk like this?
No.
What happened?
Are you out there climbing poles? Is that what you're telling me?
No, there's no poles where I work.
Did you ever talk to the telephone poles?
There's no poles where I work.
Oh, okay.
Do you talk to the telephone?
I'm talking to one right now. Talking through one.
All right. All right, dude, man.
Do you still see a doctor, or you just...
Yes, I still see my doctor.
Thank God.
At a telephone booth.
Who told you to talk like this?
Excuse me?
I mean, how come you started... Did they tell you, like, you probably should lower your voice because you probably yell a lot and stuff?
No, I used to take, a lot of medication, and I guess that's when I, started my voice like this,
Mellowed you out.
Mm.
All right. Okay.
Are you married, or do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I'm married.
Oh.
She hasn't breathed in 12 years.
Her name is Nicole.
She did the wrong thing.
Oh.
She's buried in my backyard.
Stop it.
And the kids are in the wall.
Probably serious.
Yeah. And mother doesn't listen anymore. Mother wasn't a good listener.
I got her some fresh dirt for Valentine's.
Were your parents really screwed up? Is that what happened?
No, it was just me.
You should get a job being the voice of an answering machine. Hi, we're not home right now.
I have an answering machine on my phone. Does the other guy have an answering machine?
Yes.
Oh, wait, he doesn't have a phone. He has a phone.
You have an answering machine on your phone. You're living high on the hog, aren't you?
Hey, at least I got a job and I made something of myself.
I don't have to work.
You idiot.
Oh, you're real black, too, aren't you?
I take it you're real black.
I'm not real black. I'm real white, actually. I'm white on the inside, black on the outside. It's known as an Oreo.
I thought that was Italian.
No, it's called an Oreo. White on the inside, black on the outside.
God, you're screwed up.
I dig listening to you two guys. You two guys have a show in you, I'm telling you. Like two mental patients. Yeah, you guys do movie reviews? You could be like the mental Siskel and Ebert.
Do you see movies, Greg?
Me?
Yeah.
I can't afford a house. I can afford a ticket.
The one about madness, about the guy who wrote a book and it came out.
In the Mouth of Madness?
Yeah.
Saw that one recently?
Yeah, that was good. It scared me a little, though.
That was my life story.
That was his life.
He only goes to mental illness movies?
The movie scared you. Just imagine what I'd do.
You guys are so into mental illness, you only go to mental illness movies?
Like, do you only read, like, Prozac Nation and stuff?
No, I don't read that. I read books like Lucid Dreaming, like Critical Path, like, let's see, what's another good one?
Do you find them in the garbage?
Huh?
So do you find them in the garbage?
No, I buy them in bookstores. You ever been in a bookstore?
But I thought you don't live anywhere. I thought you were homeless.
I know, I'm not homeless. I have a home. It's called a board and care. They take care of me, dude.
You can't take care of yourself?
It's like partial hospitalization. No, obviously I'm too sick. Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm agreeing with you. No, I can't take care of myself. I can't.
But they let you out. You're talking out of phone booth. They let you out in the street.
I can cook an egg omelet. That's about all I can cook. That's all I know how to cook.
Boy, you're a waste.
What are you saying, that they shouldn't have even wasted time trying to treat him?
They should have threw him off the hospital roof.
Richard, you know what?
What did I just tell you?
Greg, you can't use curse words. I like the way you guys debate, but you got to do it clean.
I'm sorry.
I'm doing it very clean.
Well, so often. I would think Howard Stern, not this guy.
But we're trying to work into a show here, and if you two have to keep, using those words, we can't get you a show.
Okay,
I know Howard Stringer. I'm trying to get you guys a sitcom.
Howard.
I thought it was legal to use that F word on the radio anyway. Isn't it legal?
No.
No.
I don't know what
Yes,
country
it is
you
legal,
came
Howard.
from.
They changed the rule.
Yeah, they did change the rule.
They did change the rule. It is legal. They use it on K-Rock all the time.
Yeah. Well, you're hearing things. You're getting messages from another planet.
I think the mental establishment should change the rules, too.
What'd you say?
I said I believe the mental establishment should change the rules, too. This guy's out in the street on a phone booth talking about eggs and killing the president.
Well, the president is the Antichrist. I can't help it. I'm the second coming of Christ. Does that make me mental, too?
Man, you're nuts.
No, I'm not. I'm the second coming of Christ.
You're the second coming of what? Christ?
Christ. Do you ever hear the second coming of Christ?
I thought Christ was white.
They do. Well, it's happening now. And I'm it.
He says he thinks Christ was white.
What?
He said
thinks Christ was white? Well, he got another thing coming. He's white on the inside and black on the outside.
He's not Italian. He's Jewish.
What?
He's Jewish, Christ.
If it helps at all, I'm Virgin Mary.
He's circumcised. That's all it means. And I'm circumcised. He's not Jewish.
You're black and you're circumcised?
Christ is gay?
Yeah. Isn't that neat?
Wow.
Kind of a neat twist on things, isn't it? It's like in the Bible.
Man, I'd like to meet you in a dark alley and really pound you in the head with something heavy.
Something heavy. We can have them do a show, but they have to have separate studios.
Yeah, right. I'm going to work you guys. I'm going to try and work you. Gary, I'm going to put these guys on hold. I'm going to try and work them into a show. It's good.
I'm totally interested.
I'd like to get you alone in a dark alley and bash in your head with something heavy. Oh, yeah, well, I'm the second coming of Christ. Oh, yeah? Oh, I didn't know Christ was black. Yeah, he is. Oh, you're nuts. You can't write dialogue like that.
I know. People should be writing this down. It should be transcribed.
Yeah.
You should go on medication. It comes very naturally.
I am on medication. I'm prolixing.
I'm not talking to you, Christ.
You get these guys' numbers, man. I see show. All right?
Well, Greg's number I always have, and
I see mental patient Hollywood Squares. Okay? I'm seeing all kind of programming.
Mental patient Jeopardy.
Yeah. I want these guys signed to an exclusive contract by the end of the day.
You want their rights.
I want your rights. And I want you guys watching movies so you can do movie reviews.
Is it all right if I get something to drink? I'll be back in like 5 seconds.
Go ahead. I'm not going to lose this guy. Greg, we're on to something here.
You might be out of that little...
I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it. It'd be great for me.
You might be out of that board and care any day now.
Oh, that'd be great.
Sorry, that was 8 seconds.
It'll be the ultimate triumph. Mental patient Hollywood Squares. And I'll pay them in Monopoly money. They won't know the difference.
They couldn't care?
I'll know the difference, Howard. You can pull that on him, maybe, but not on me.
You don't make money. I make money. I know the difference.
I get a bonus thing from my mother's will, God bless her.
And you got a boner for another guy?
$96,000. I get $1,500 a month, every month, each and every month, in a trust fund.
Very good for you.
Shove it.
Could you spell trust fund?
What?
Could you spell trust fund? I guess not.
Trustfund.
Wow, that's very good.
Yeah, I also passed. I'm a college graduate. I went to law school.
He went to law school, too.
And you wasted all that money and you don't have a job. I graduated high school and I have a job, you know. And you talk out of a phone booth. You don't even live somewhere. You live in a retard house.
You give mental people a real good name, actually, that you called up Howard Stern to give me a bad time. You give them a good name because you're doing something with your life. And that's positive, and that's what people need to hear and see, that people can do things with their life. We're not all just basket cases running around.
Don't kiss up to me now. That's too late.
Okay, you want to fight for the rest of our lives? We're going to be on TV together, so we're going to have to get to know each other eventually.
No, I'm not going to be on TV.
I want to bet.
What?
I want to bet.
Oh, that's like Abbott and Costello. They're breaking up.
Yeah.
Brandon Tartikoff, eat your heart out, dude. I know how to make programming. You don't. All right, dudes. Hold on. Gary will get your numbers. Thank you, Greg, and thank you, Mystery Man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's that Billy West in the background making fun of me?
Who's that Billy West?
Yeah, that's Fred.
I have his address.
Good, I'm making dinner.
All right, hold on.
Good, he'll go looking for Billy. Fred will be fine.
I got to grab those guys before...
somebody else gets them.
Yeah. CAA will get a hold of them. That's it. All of it will be...
And then you'll have a terrible time negotiating.
Yeah.
Be in a movie with Sharon Stone.
What's that? Peter Feynman from Fox is on the other line? No, I'm in discussion with Howard Stringer, Mr. Feynman. Sorry.
I'm on the phone with Warren Littlefield.
All right, I got to take a break. That's beautiful. Aside from the cursing, there was some great lines going on there that got obscured by the cursing. What was the one about the ass?
The monotone guy is hysterical.
Monotone guy is very, very quick.
I'm trying to think now. The one that really killed me was, I'd like to get you in a dark alley and pound you in the head with something heavy.
What was the one where the guy goes, something about ass, and he goes... But I think the audience didn't hear because I had to bleep what came after it.
I'd like to... He said, I'd like to...
The punch is, I've got an ass and you can kiss it.
Right.
Yeah, but what was the question?
What was the question?
Yeah, it was good. Those two guys were really good.
Really?
There's some quick repartee going on there.
It was hard to keep up.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Stay right there. 97.1, The Eagle.
8:46 at The Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. It's 8:54 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard, Harleys, and pure rock. 97.1 The Eagle. You're listening to the Howard Stern Show.
So much stuff I wanted to do today.
Howard Stern.
No, it's not over. I mean, I wanted to, like, I got Stuttering John out on the street asking black people what they think about OJ.
Yeah, how's it going?
We can get to him in a second, but, you know, I wanted to... I still want to play my interview with OJ. I want to play the Ku Klux Klan message.
We've never gone to that OJ interview?
No. And we've never even... I wanted to play the Scott song again. About him smoking with his brown fingers.
Well, I have heard that in the opening of the show, at least.
Yeah.
Played then.
I was going to play the long version.
Yeah. Dance mix.
The dance mix.
Oh, I hadn't heard that one.
Hello. Howard.
Yeah.
Hey, I got some people here.
All right.
Okay.
Some black people.
Good. Hello, ma'am.
How you doing?
You're a black woman?
Yes, I am.
Full black?
Full black.
She's very pretty, Howard.
Oh, I bet. She sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
I've never had sex with her.
Well, you know, it's the first time for everything.
O.J. Simpson, guilty or innocent?
Well, I really used to think he was guilty, but now I think that there's a lot more that needs to be considered.
Really?
What? Really.
So now, what you've seen of the trial has convinced you that there is something...
Well, let's find out. Well,
consider.
Tell me what convinced you that he's innocent.
Well, nothing convinced me 100%, but I think that there is something to be said about all the blood that's not there.
All right, wait a second. Let's start easy.
Okay, let's.
Is Colin Ferguson guilty?
Oh, please.
Okay, thank you. All right, okay. Because I never know anymore. I never know with black people. I see a history of a man who beat his wife.
Yes.
Senselessly,
yes,
number one.
If he killed her while beating her, that is 100% believable. But by doing this, it was kind of like a little scandalous. Actually, the gossip is in L.A. that it's some cocaine scam that she had something to do with in the mob settlement.
Okay, now, here's what I have to say. O.J.'s blood is there. It's on his socks. It's in his Bronco. It's on the gate.
How come there was no evidence leading them to believe anybody else did it?
There's no witness.
That's a good question.
There's no witnesses. O.J. Claimed first that he was asleep. Then he claims he's in his yard playing golf in the middle of the night, and that's how he cut his hand. But he claims he had arthritis, but now he doesn't have arthritis. He couldn't lift his son over his head, but we saw in the movie he could lift his son over his head. Guy's healthy as a horse.
In the movie.
Beat his wife.
That's another scandal, too. That movie should never have been put out.
Oh, well,
what movie? This was a videotape of him the day of the murder.
Well,
yeah.
you said movie, and I'm referring
No,
to
I don't mean the movie. I mean the videotape they showed as evidence.
Okay. Well,
there's blood all over the place. How can you?
What about the other guy's blood? I mean,
what other
guy?
guy?
Blood all over the place. So what about the other people?
What other people?
Nicole and what's the other guy's name?
Ron Goldman.
Their blood was all over the place. It's all over O.J.'s clothes. It's all over his socks. He ditched the clothes.
Yeah, but there's got to be a lot more blood than the blood that they have.
But you've got blood.
That's a supposition. The point is there have been murders committed like this before where the defendant who was guilty did not have a lot of blood on him.
Yeah, but this guy had blood on him. They got his glove.
They've got Nicole. Do they have Ron Goldman's blood at O.J.'s house?
Absolutely.
Well, where's the question now?
I don't know. I don't even understand why people would say this other than they see it.
How did Ron Goldman's blood get to O.J.'s house?
People don't, black people in particular, do not want O.J. guilty.
No, I don't think that's true. I mean, actually, I think initially I really did think so. The thing is, number one, I'm not watching the cases like you guys are. I'm not keeping track of this stuff like you guys are.
Right.
So that I have to be honest about that. But I really think that the small bit of information that I do have, I mean, it's not...
You sound really good looking.
Oh, yes, thanks a lot.
Are you?
I think so, yes.
Professional woman?
Yes, very.
What kind of work?
Retail management.
Oh, you must be hot.
Yeah.
In other words, you sell on the floor?
I sell cosmetics and bathroom.
Oh, cosmetic black chicks.
Beautiful.
Oh. Hey, can I get a good look at you?
Plus on 60th and Madison Avenue. Thank you very much.
You feel like coming up so I can look you over?
Oh, please, come on up.
No. Why don't you come up here?
Oh, I can't. I have to go to work.
Oh, quick look.
I got to open the store.
Oh, please, I'm begging you.
I guess you're going to have to watch the E! Show.
Howard, I have to warn you, my breasts are not big, okay?
Please, Foxy Mama. You sound really hot, but a little delusional.
She's very pretty, Howard.
I'd like to, if I may say, I'd like to have sex with you, but not for too long because I was afraid you start acting kooky.
Well, actually, my husband's probably listening.
Oh, your husband's
turn you down.
All right, well, you married to a black guy?
No, I'm not, actually.
Oh. A lot of good-looking black women do that, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, we have that opportunity these days. We didn't in the past.
Oh, I know it. In the past, it used to be Massa who would take you.
Yeah, Massa didn't marry you.
Massa didn't marry you.
But now we have a choice, and it's a good choice.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Does your husband think O.J. is guilty?
Guilty of sin.
Of course.
So you have a mixed marriage.
It's a black-white thing.
Yeah.
That is.
All right, my sweet angel.
All right, thanks a lot. I gotta go to work.
Bye-bye.
All right, Howard, I have two others here. I'm sorry. The two others here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi. Here's another woman on here with me, Howard.
Yes. Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Black woman?
Yes.
All right. The reason I ask is because we're doing an O.J. survey.
Uh-huh.
And do you know that the statistics show women are more likely to think O.J. innocent than men?
O.J. Simpson, innocent or guilty?
I lean more toward guilty.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
But you still think he could be innocent?
Yeah. I like to see all the evidence first.
Okay. Very good.
But
Thank you.
So far guilty.
So far guilty.
Right.
All right. Very good.
Okay, Howard, I got one more guy here.
Tell that woman that she is considered a freak in the black community.
You're considered a freak in the black community.
If you think that way.
Yeah, she must not be able to talk to any of her friends.
She must be an outcast.
Whoa. Okay, we have a black gentleman.
All right, sir.
Hey, Howard.
How are you, my man?
Hey, dude, I have to defend you all the time. I'm the greatest Howard Stern, defender. Everybody's like, how could you anybody who has taste in Howard Stern has poor taste? But I said, Howard's the master, man. Everybody tries to bite off of Howard's style.
Thank you so much. Yes, that is so true. Yeah. By the way, you're a gold mine, may I say that?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in the movie business, and I can't wait till I become a celebrity so I can be on your show.
Excellent. Well, you've made it onto the show. O.J., innocent or guilty?
Right, some in the summertime when this first came out, I thought he was, 100% guilty, but not, the more I think about it, I think he probably is guilty because he's got, like, they talk about blood stains and all this stuff.
Oh, so you do think he's guilty?
Yeah, I'm trying to skirt around the issue, but I kind of think he's guilty.
You don't want to say it, but you think he's guilty.
You don't. It's hard to say, but maybe you better not say it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be you don't want to be an outcast.
Yeah, because if I ever make it, OJ's walking on the street. Hey, you said I was guilty. You must try to.
In all fairness, let's identify who this gentleman is. This is Judge Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Court Justice. Right.
Don't call me that.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye. Good luck with that acting career.
All right.
John, find some real blacks. These are all
atypical blacks.
No, these are all.
I didn't ask them their opinion.
These sound like white people. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I can put my fist through that guy's front teeth.
Yeah, I don't care what you tell me.
What's that got to do with anything?
He's saying he looked like he was not going to be that articulate, but he was.
Were the teeth missing or is just a gap?
Totally missing. He had no teeth.
Well, all I'm saying is try to find some, you know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, well, I thought he was a perfect suspect.
I'm looking for black guys who aren't so savvy.
All right.
Perfect suspect.
All right,
John.
Well, Howard, don't forget this is Madison Avenue.
Yeah, well, try to go to some other avenue, will you? Thank you.
The guy's got no teeth and he wants to be in the movies?
All right. There's a lot of guys with no teeth in the movies. You see that all the time.
Name two.
I'll think of them later. Well, anyway, there you go. Just what I thought.
Nothing.
Yeah. If you think he's guilty, you're afraid to say it. And you heard that first woman, innocent.
She was beginning to lean on the innocent button.
Yes. I'm looking for the kind of blacks that appear on the Ricky Lake show.
Yes. I don't think they walk on Madison Avenue.
Yeah, we can't go out to Madison Avenue for this bit. I want to go to, like, Washington, D.C.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Send John down there one day to just stand somewhere.
Yeah, we need our producer in Washington, D.C. Or we need someone to go up to, like, Harlem and, get some interviews.
Don't send John there. He'll never come back.
I might send him up there today. And if he never comes back, who cares?
Not a big loss, huh?
Exactly. What?
Who was that guy that went out in Washington? He was pretty good there.
Yeah, he's good. I think they got rid of him.
Oh.
He was doing too good a job.
Yeah. We actually liked him and got along with him, so they fired him.
He understood the show.
Yeah, I think Tim Sabian got rid of him, probably. He does everything to undermine my show. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll do some news for you. Also, a couple of things, odds and ends, that we have to take care of. And make sure you see the E! Show tonight with the girls with the giant breasts that were in here with Elephant Boy that time. And then Elephant Boy jumped out of the plane. We have tape of that when he jumps out of the plane and takes the girl's shirt off.
And we have the girls with their big, 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 big breasts.
Right. Which is always...
talking about what it's like to lug them around, how they got their operations.
It's also good for big, big, big ratings. We'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern.
It's pretty good.
Oh.
Man, it's Friday, man. Let's crank it. 3-day weekend.
Huh?
Papa Fooey's so funny. Like, he knows we have a 3-day weekend. So remember that guy who called up on the air and said he's an efficiency expert and he wants to check out how we run things and he's going to tell us where our system falls apart? He was going to follow
Gary and see what he was wasting time on.
So Gary books him on Monday when we're off.
He's amazing.
He also booked another guest for Monday. I was checking the calendar. He booked like 2 guests for Monday.
He's the one who sits down and plots out the whole schedule for the year.
And he was fighting me back there. He doesn't want the guy to come up here. He says to me, we don't want some stranger coming up here and taking a look at all our files. And I said, he's not going to look at your files. He's going to ask you what you do.
Yeah.
No, we don't want it. And he's a listener, and he'll tell secrets. I go, we have interns up here all the time. What secrets are there?
And Gary will let him look at anything.
Yeah, I said, there's no secret. What secret is there? I come in, I do the show, I leave. What are they going to learn?
You look at the calendar and say, why are the guests booked on Monday?
Yeah, I mean, I need a guy...
That we is I.
Yeah, I don't want them looking at the calendar and see... Gary booked everything for Monday.
Yeah.
We're not even here. I don't even know that Gary's here.
He doesn't want anybody standing over his shoulder. He knows he's not doing the job right.
Right.
He just doesn't want to hear it.
Oh, he's fighting me tooth and nail on this. And I mean, when I say tooth, that's a big tooth.
He knows that there are a lot of improvements that can be made, and he doesn't want to deal with it.
Right.
Not only are you right, but... wait a second. I feel really stupid about this, but do you realize how many different people, like how many different levels this whole thing goes through?
No.
Like I give it to one of the interns who types it up and faxes it to your house.
Everybody knew about it, by the way.
And then Kathy...
We all knew about it.
Oh, you did?
I said, please wait, I'm going to address it on the air.
Well, why'd you wait till today?
I kept forgetting because you weren't here to remind me.
You mean you knew this for like a week and nobody...
I knew it for 3 days.
Okay, nobody said anything?
Laura caught it. She goes...
But I'm saying nobody on this end caught it.
I think Kathy caught it.
Okay. So you would rather wait till now...
Yes. I'd rather embarrass you on the air.
See, that's why it's tough to work here.
Exactly.
Because you embarrass me. You should just pull me to the side.
But you know, if I had to just pull you to the side
all the time.
Yeah, I don't have time to pull you to the side.
You got plenty of time.
You know how many days I would have to spend hours pulling you to the side.
Well, you don't spend hours on the show.
I do spend hours on the show.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes, you've booked a whole bunch of guests for Monday, including the guy who's going to come up and check our systems.
Well, then he'll see how good it works.
Already there's a problem. Wouldn't that have been funny, though, if the guy showed up and goes, okay, well, how do you work on the show? And he'd say, well, there is no show today.
Are you working Monday?
No,
you're not even here.
But Gary Puppet wants to say something.
Oh, he's back?
We haven't heard from him.
There is a fly in the ointment, and I am the fly and the ointment.
That's right, Gary Puppet. I can't believe it.
I will fight you tooth and tooth on this. I have so much tooth, there's no room for my nails.
Gary Puppet, didn't you book De Niro on Christmas Day?
Matter of fact, I did.
I played
Marilyn Monroe on Easter.
Marilyn Monroe on Easter.
Yeah.
I played ignorance and stupidity. There's no excuse.
Who else? You booked a bunch of people.
No, there's 2 people.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
But you booked an efficiency expert who's going to evaluate how well you work on a day that you're not going to be here.
I wait till he makes the call to the efficiency expert.
Yeah, how funny is that? This guy calls us up, he's the efficiency expert, and because I was complaining that Gary isn't efficient and doesn't do his job right, and then the guy would have shown up on Monday, the whole building would have been closed, and the efficiency expert wouldn't even meet with Gary because Gary's not even here.
That's right. He'd say, Howard, I know exactly what your problem is.
How funny is that? I mean, is that unbelievable?
So ironic.
I really don't think it matters who's booked. Really?
No.
Oh, Gary. You don't think it was a little bit Freudian?
What was that, Gary Puppet?
Late breaking bulletin. I have the Easter Bunny and Abe Lincoln booked for July 4th.
Great booking.
Gonna have a barbecue.
What's funny about it is that, that it's an efficiency expert.
Well, see, that's what I was saying. Gary doesn't want to deal with this guy in the worst way, so he scheduled him on a holiday, a day he wouldn't be here.
Were you back in the office when Gary was complaining to me about it?
No, I didn't hear that.
We had a whole big blowout.
He probably sent me out of the office that day.
Yeah, well, he waited till you left.
He says a couple of times in the last couple of weeks he said, I need to talk to both alone.
That's what boss wants, just so you know.
So Gary says to me, both, I'm just going to say something, and it's not because I'm the one being evaluated.
Wait a second, Howard. If you're going to do this, why don't you tell the entire truth for once?
What entire
because you're going to tell half the story. But go ahead. I'm sorry. You're going to tell half the story.
Thank you for allowing me to finish my show.
But I know you're not going to tell the truth.
Thank you. Of course I'm not going to tell the truth. I never tell the truth.
You don't.
I'm a filthy liar.
But you're here.
Right.
So you can catch him in there.
You can catch me in my lies. So he goes, Wolf, you don't want some guy coming in here who's a listener, dopey listener.
A stranger.
A stranger. You don't. Am I doing okay so far?
But you're still not going to tell the whole truth.
We got Dopey you in here.
We got Dopey you in here to correct me.
There's only room for one idiot around here, and that's me.
So we don't want a stranger in here.
And by the way, Gary Puppet, it's good to have you back on the show.
Thank you both.
And then what did I say after that?
He says, we don't want a dopey stranger.
Yes.
He's accusing me of something I'm going to tell you anyway.
Just let him tell the story. He hasn't even done anything wrong yet.
We don't want a dopey stranger, some idiot coming in here.
I didn't say idiot. I said somebody we don't know.
Somebody we don't know, looking over all papers and systems and everything else. We don't want them, breach our security.
All our papers and broken systems.
Right. And I said, Gary, the guy isn't going to be looking through our file folders. I want you to just show him what you do, what Kathy does, what the interns do.
Explain to him your job, the functions you have to accomplish.
Show him Scott and what Scott does. Show him whatever it is that you have to do. Let him follow you for the day.
General layout.
Right, general layout.
Yeah, he doesn't have to get into specifics.
I said, he's not going to really read anything confidential. I said, quite frankly, we have a lot of interns here who are all strangers to us, quite frankly, and that there's really not a whole lot to see.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there isn't. I mean, we have...
What are they going to go away? What top secret are they going to go away with?
Yeah.
You'll discover I'm reading Newsday at 9 and eating my shredded wheat at 9:30.
Right.
And that stinks.
Now, why don't you put in the but? Because you make it sound as if I didn't want anybody here.
No, Gary said to me that I would like to get a real efficiency expert who we know.
No, I didn't say that.
Somebody you would hire?
Somebody who we know who will not lie.
I said I said, instead of having a stranger who just called us on the phone, why don't you call your buddy Jeff Schick at IBM, who probably knows somebody in this field, and let's get somebody who's got credentials. It turns out the guy that's coming in has credentials, but he just faxed us his credentials. We don't know. He hasn't been checked out.
Well, I'm going to trust him. He sounded pretty bright to me on the phone.
But do you think it's wrong for me to maybe we should get somebody who someone else has worked with?
That was, but this is the first time.
Look any better.
It was the first time you thought something through clearly because it infected you.
But it doesn't affect me one way or another. It's still going to be a stranger to me.
The efficiency expert's going to tell me what you're doing out there.
Yeah, but both of them are going to tell me the same.
I trust that guy.
Both of them.
I like that guy.
But don't make me sound stupid.
You make yourself sound stupid.
Don't make me sound stupid for wanting to keep it secure. Don't make me sound stupid for that.
No, I make you sound stupid for other things,
Again,
not for that.
What top secret is he going to run off with?
Well, there's many top secrets. Let me list them. Well, for example, I don't want someone knowing what time I read my newspaper.
That's right.
That's my business.
And my 8:30 nap is my own business.
And we have a lot of we have a lot of different tapes.
Yeah.
That are all strung up on the wall for everybody to see.
That every janitor here could look at. Right, thank you. But anyway, Monday Gary has him booked when we're not here, so you got to reschedule him.
That would be true.
All right.
I hate the way the puppet looks at me.
With those little beady eyes.
I picked Monday to book the guests because that's the most efficient day of the week to screw up.
Very good. Hey, who gave me that tape of Tom Snider with Larry King?
King of all VCRs.
Wow, that's a frightening tape. I'm going to give this to you, Robin. You'll enjoy it.
What is this about?
I never get to see the Tom Snider show. And you know how I talk on the air how bad it is?
Yeah.
That's because I saw that CNBC show with Tom Snider. It is the worst show. Larry King and Tom Snider were on together laughing at each other.
Over nothing, probably.
Tom Snider, I never realized how bad Tom Snider was. He just laughs at anything he says. And you goes, well, we're going to be right back with the concertini. Yeah. And I mean, he's laughing at everything, every single friggin' thing he says. And and you know how at CNBC used to have a bunch of idiots laughing at his stuff?
Yeah, those cameramen.
The cameramen at CBS don't even laugh at him.
That's good.
It's the greatest thing you ever saw. Just slop sweat all over the show. And all he talks about is how lucky he is to have the show and how much he doesn't care. That if the show fails, he doesn't care. And which is obvious.
Well, CBS should be happy to hear that.
Yeah, he doesn't care. I love when a guy says he doesn't care.
Well, here's a guy
that means he cares way too much.
Shot on everything, and he's failed at it, so he might as well not care.
And if he didn't care, why did he leave CNBC to go to CBS?
If it didn't mean anything, he could have stayed right where he was, where there was no pressure to succeed.
And then Larry King is on, and Tom Snider. Tom Snider takes some calls, and it's Letterman pretending to be another guy. You know, that character that he does.
So he's now got to stay up and pump up this show.
And Tom Snider is laughing at everything Letterman says. Letterman was posing as a truck driver from Indianapolis. And whatever Letterman says, and it was real bad. I mean, Letterman's a funny guy. He could be funny, but I got to tell you something. This was not funny. He goes, "Hi, Tom." Like he's on. Letterman goes, "Hi, Tom." I mean, you never saw anything like it. And Larry King is looking at him because Larry King doesn't know it's Letterman. And Larry King is like, even he, as stupid as Larry King is.
He knew this wasn't funny.
Yeah, he was like, he says to Tom Snider, "Gee, I hope all the people at home are enjoying this as much as we are."
No.
It was like the Three Stooges. And why Letterman...
Larry King starts criticizing you, you're in trouble.
And Letterman won't admit to being this character because it's bombing all over the place.
Oh, it'll be an interesting tape to watch.
You got to watch it. And Snyder's like, "I don't care if this doesn't work. I don't care. I don't give a damn about any of this." And I said, "Yeah, obviously, you're down to a .6.
He must be eligible for Social Security now.
End of the night, he's got a .6.
He's ready for that retirement lump sum.
Yeah. Tom Snider, man, what a weird dude. And what's in Letterman's head doing business with him? Boy, you got to be awfully insecure to hire Tom Snider. Well, gee, let me think of one guy on the planet who can't steal my thunder.
And
Tom
then
Snider.
He's got to call into the show. He's trying to support.
Yeah, well, he calls Tom Snider, and it's like, and he's like, "Hi, Tom. Ah! I'm a truck driver. I'm up all night because I got to make deliveries. And he's cracking himself up. It's like, what the hell's going on the network? That's the CBS network.
Yeah. Well, it's so late at night, I guess.
It doesn't matter. Never heard anything like it. Well, I had something to tell you about, but I can't remember what it is. I'm too burnt out. Want to do some news?
Yeah.
All right, let me take a short break, and we'll come back and we'll start the news.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern.
Okay. What are we doing, Rob, in the news?
Yes, we are.
Want to hear something funny?
What?
So Gary had booked Susan Powder to call into our show next week.
Oh, that exercise woman.
Yeah, and like I didn't even really want her on because I didn't know what to ask her and junk. And I even, like, he said, do you want to have Susan Powder on call in? I said, well, yeah, I guess. Because I heard she went bankrupt or something.
Right, that's the only thing really...
And then her family was going on all these shows for a while saying
that was an ex-husband.
That she was never fat.
Yeah.
Or somebody.
I think all those infomercial people are all full of it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that whole weight loss crap.
Well,
motivating.
The weight loss industry has been proven to be pretty much a failure.
When you want to lose weight, you do it.
Yeah.
You don't need somebody telling you how to do it. There's enough books on the market. But, God, those guys become like millionaires.
But then she didn't get all the money.
Well, why would you? If she did, why did she blow it?
She claims it wasn't blowing it. Whatever the deal she made with her partners was that she didn't get much.
I've said to Richard Simmons, I don't really think you give a rat's ass about fat people. And he gets mad when I say it.
Of course,
I've devoted
he cares enough as much as it makes him money.
Yeah, I've devoted my life to this.
Yeah, well,
Meanwhile, he's driving Rolls Royces and he has a huge mansion.
Yeah, and he doesn't do anything.
But I'd care too.
Yeah, well, I go to shopping malls and I exercise. Yeah, that really helps.
He does that so he can then do TV shows.
Yeah,
he likes being famous.
He, on the other hand, cut a great deal for himself.
Yeah.
He's never declared bankruptcy.
So anyway, Susan Powder's publicist booked her for the show. I guess she's promoting something. Or
the book company books her.
She must have written a book.
Yeah, she got another book coming out.
It's probably dawning on everyone that people are getting sick of her, and probably no one's going to buy the book. Who's the publisher?
I don't even know the name. I don't even know what it is.
So what happened?
Well, the book publisher, they got to sell books, so of course they're going to call everyone they can, and they let her publicist know that
she's booked on whatever show.
Or that they were going to call her. And they said, yeah, no problem, book her anywhere you want. I guess anywhere means anywhere but on the Howard Stern show.
This is not anywhere.
She gets the list and she goes down, it says, Seattle and Dallas. Also, they see the Howard Stern show and she's like, no.
And she said, no, I'm not doing the Howard Stern show.
What is her problem with us? We've never done anything.
Because she was goofing on you on the Tonight Show once. Remember?
She was?
Yeah, she was with Jay Leno and she was saying, that her book's better than your book, even though you're on the same publisher.
Yeah, keep dreaming. Yeah, Tom?
I tell you, that's very odd because I met her once.
Yeah.
And all she had to say was great things about you.
Well, she's probably afraid that I'll, make fun of her or something.
She wanted to be the female Howard Stern, that.
Who knows? Who buys into that whole weight loss thing anyway?
And Tom might have met her before we goofed on her a lot.
Yeah. I don't think we goofed on her that much. I don't even recall actually talking about it.
You actually said that your wife was reading her books and getting something out of them.
Yeah, my wife got into it for a while. She went and bought all those phony products. All that garbage. And of course, it didn't do a thing.
Your wife contributed to whatever fortune she lost.
Yeah, my wife started reading the books and she goes, "Oh my God, this, I feel really stupid saying this." I said, "Good, at least you're still in touch." But the book is really good, and I'm getting. And then she clammed up about it because I started making fun of her for it, and she wouldn't talk to me about the book. And the next thing I know, this big box came from Susan Powder to the house.
So she was really into it.
And she got all the products and everything, and it didn't make a dent. It didn't make a dent. Because she got all psyched up. She bought the videos.
That's what the woman motivates you to do, buy stuff.
Yeah, not to work out. And I felt so used because that's my money. I don't care what my wife tells me. yeah, she's entitled to half and all that, but...
You're giving her half. She's not entitled to
She sees me roll out of that bed every morning at 4 o'clock, and I can barely move. Never mind.
And she has the nerve to wake you up.
Yeah, and never mind OJ's arthritis. I feel like I got arthritis at 4 in the morning, and she's taking my money and giving it to Susan Powder. You know, it's like, whoa, that's a heavy thing,
That's
you know?
when you start to question her free reign.
Yeah.
You know, maybe she should have to question you whenever she wants to spend a certain amount.
Because my wife's pretty frugal with our money, but it makes you stop and wonder when she wasted on a Susan
You're
Powder.
not really watching.
Yeah. That really disappointed me. For the first time, I was really disappointed in her.
Aww.
I was just like, how could you
like
be such a
you've never
dupe?
done anything stupid. Go back there and look at your $400 chair.
Wow. I had back problems.
I told you that was stupid.
What chair was that?
The spanking chair.
Oh, the
Or
spanking
tickling
Who
chair.
says that's stupid?
Oh, please. The thing just clogs up the office.
Yeah, not anymore it doesn't. It's now in a fireplace.
Now kindling.
Yeah. I don't know. I told her some things you should wait until I die to buy, and that's like a Susan Powder video. You know what I mean? Give me a break. Anyway, let's do some news.
Yeah.
Let her go out and make a living. We'll see if she spends it on Susan Powder. Susan Powder. You know, Susan Powder sells to women whose husbands are out there being suckers all day and working for them.
Of course.
Oh. You're not kidding,
She, she does the whole thing. She gets them in, here I was laying up here big and fat, and my husband left me for a younger woman, and that ruined me too.
Yeah.
These men are our enemies, ladies.
The men are enemies because they want their wives to keep a reasonable-looking body. They're out there working all day. They come home to somebody big and fat, and men are the enemy.
Let's band together and spend their money.
Yeah. Now let's teach your husband a lesson. Go into his wallet and empty it out and buy all my stupid products.
Spend it on me.
Send the enemies money and empower me. Good. I'm glad she didn't have any money. Susan Powder. Good. Stay off my show. You'll sell 3 books. Anyway, Robin, where were we?
Yes, we were at the Colin Ferguson trial, which is
Right.
the best place to be. Today, the jury is expected to get the case, and for the first time, they are now sequestered, and they will have to deliberate until they come to a final verdict on 117 counts against this one man. A 19-page set of charges was issued to them by the judge. They got 3 hours of charging by the judge after closing arguments by the prosecuting attorney and Colin Ferguson, the defendant in the case, who was defending himself. Now, Colin made a long and rambling closing argument in which he mostly said he didn't do it. So here we go. Here's some of it.
He could have actually said this all in one sentence. I didn't do it. Let's pick up with this tape. I don't think it matters where we pick up.
Doesn't. Of course it doesn't.
The defense has done everything possible to do a very, very difficult task of preparing for this case within a very, very short period of time.
Now, let's stop it right there.
Yeah.
He's saying he's had a very little bit of time to prepare for this case. The crime happened over a year ago.
All right.
And he's had very little time to prepare his defense.
Robin, what do you want the guy to say? He killed all these people, and everyone saw him do it.
I love him. The defense has had very little. He's talking about himself.
Yeah, he's trying to just, he's trying to make somebody feel bad for him.
But he's trying to sound like a lawyer, too, which is what I like. The defense has had very little time to prepare for this very difficult.
Yeah. So why didn't you hire some guys or why don't you use the guys the court appointed you to go do your defense?
They had prepared.
All right. He had William Kunstler, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
I believe has done a commendable job.
Now, congratulations.
I believe the defense...
That's cool. That's a cool move. I believe the defense has done a commendable job. In fact, if I'm available, if anybody is injured or maybe you feel...
Card.
Right. I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands.
Has stood up and simply kept the prosecution at distance and with their burden, which they cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt that there is guilt on the part of the defense. And I can only put faith in this jury that you will take as long as you feel, without pressures from anyone, and make a decision that is just, make a decision that will not destroy one one more life. A decision that will not make a person...
I love loony guys.
I know. He's so hysterical.
Cool. This is the guy who did it, and he's like...
You know, he's watched these movies.
Yeah.
These guys make these impassioned pleas
Yeah.
for the jury.
This is a guy doing an impression of a Perry Mason episode. And it's cool, because he's doing okay.
Yeah, but he's really not saying anything, but
No.
he's talking in the right tone.
Right, yeah.
And he's saying all those sympathetic things.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, and like you say, hey, not a bad acting job.
A third victim of circumstance. A person that is helpless, who is looking for something. And are you on the threshold of greatness? Yes. Because if you make a decision that is against the expectations of some segments of society, for instance, the media.
He's killing me just by talking this long. He's trying to hypnotize the audience with some voodoo.
In fact, he's now telling them, you could go into history.
Right.
If you acquit me, nobody will believe it.
That's true. You'll have a good book deal.
You for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you know what? I'm guilty, but, think about it. If you let me out, you're going to have a book deal and everything else.
You will be remembered for generation to generation because you would have been strong enough to make a decision.
Right.
You would no longer be regarded as ordinary persons.
You'd be as insane as I am.
Stood up and you would have made...
You'd be brave warriors.
Done what is necessary to point to what should be the norm in society. If you were going to present...
What was the judge even in the courtroom? He just left.
Everybody's gone. He's talking to himself.
The jury was already passing notes. Guilty.
Case in which lives are on the line in every regard, even so. People are killed and injured. The fact is, it has to be done fairly.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to kill and injure them fairly. Yeah, tedious. I'm not hiring him as my lawyer.
Because he tries to beat the jury into submission. Let's just find him innocent, so shut up.
That's not even the end. We still have more.
Yeah.
I'm up for it. Anybody else want to hear more?
Never gets old.
Never gets old.
I'm asking you, therefore, vindicate Mr. Ferguson. Do not destroy his life more so than it is already destroyed. His life has been extremely difficult. He has suffered, and I'm sure many of you have heard about it. You have seen his struggles. You have seen the extent to which he has come before you and said, I have finally gotten this far. I now can put my life in the hands of fact finders, jurors who will look at me and see me as a human being.
Okay, not guilty.
And do to me
Oh, no, you're a guilty human
what is
being.
needed to put me back in society. Put Mr. Ferguson back in society to be productive, to exercise his talents, and to be of worth to society.
I gotta start talking about me in the third person.
That is not a defeat for society. It is not a loss. It is an asset.
But I love that. He's very dramatic. Put Mr. Ferguson back in society.
Yeah. Let's give him a gun and send him to Woodstock 3.
Wind him up.
You know what would be funny? Like, while he's giving this long speech, like one of the jurors writes, like, on a piece of paper, guilty, with a piece of tape, and slaps it on his back while he's talking. and he's walking around the courtroom with guilty on his back.
Every time he turns,
that'd be good. Yeah.
Take me into jail.
Guilty. Goofing on him and stuff. What a dick. What a dick.
Well, he shows the signs of being a classic mental case.
Yeah.
He believes that he can actually persuade this jury. He knows that he's smarter than anybody else in the world.
Yeah.
And that he's smart enough. He can say the right words to convince these bumpkins to let him go.
Yeah. I wonder if he's convinced himself yet that he's innocent. I don't even think he's convinced himself.
No. He was saying something in one of the closing arguments. We played that earlier. That there were no pictures from which these people picked him out.
Yeah, right.
There was no lineup where they said he was the guy.
Yeah.
They just came into a courtroom, and after the police told him he was the guy and his picture had been on TV a million times, everybody then identified him.
Yeah. He didn't use the famous 666 defense, did he? That the people on the train were the Antichrist?
He was the subject of a complete conspiracy.
Yeah. Great.
So anyway, they did have the prosecuting attorney I forget his name. What is
it was.
Also,
this is a real tough case for the prosecution.
George Peck.
Yeah.
He was outraged.
Oh, did he make a speech?
Yes, his closing arguments are here too.
Okay. Okay, it should just be okay.
Do you need to go away or can we vote now? That's what I would have.
There's a guy over there talking about himself in the third person. Let's get out of here.
What's weird, this guy was really riled up.
Yeah.
What I want you to do, Mary Ann Phillips, and what I want you to do, Frank Barker, and what I want you to do, Tom McDermott, is simply go to that jury and lie as to who shot you, and let your assailant go free. That, ladies and gentlemen, is absurd. But this is his position. This is what he is arguing to you. This is what he is advancing to you.
Do you think for a moment he thinks the jury was buying it?
Yeah, well, he's got to play the game. I mean, George has got to, make sure there's no mistrial. Yeah, right. He should just get up there. I would go like... he's got to play it out.
Yeah, he's got to act like he was a real attorney with a real defense.
Right. Yeah, meanwhile, he's sitting there going, I'm not making a dime in this practice. I'm working for the state.
Look at who I'm fighting against.
Yeah, look at my career. I went to law school. Look who I'm fighting on this. I'm fighting a guy who should be in a rubber room somewhere.
They're taking him back to his padded cell every afternoon.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Earlier in the day, Colin Ferguson, before he decided to close his case, his defense, and go to closing arguments, he refused to put some more surprise witnesses on the stand who showed up. It turned out to be a man and a woman who told reporters they could prove that Ferguson was the victim of a CIA plot that drove him to kill by remote control.
They couldn't get those people to testify?
Well, Ferguson didn't necessarily want to put them on the stand because he hadn't had time to interview them. He wanted more time. And he could have talked to them and figured out what they were going to say.
Yeah.
But I don't see how this could have helped his case when he was saying he was asleep on the train and didn't do this. If they were going to come and say he did do it and he did it by remote control triggered by the FBI or somebody.
That's cool. Well, I heard they couldn't come into court because first they had to flap their wings and then they could make gold. It's like...
I said to myself, why did they let these people leave?
Yeah. Let them stay. Let's lock them up.
They're obviously going to go off one day on the Long Island Railroad, too.
Let's hope not.
But Ferguson refused to put him on the stand unless he had a delay in the trial, and then the judge said, you know what, just sum up your case.
Yeah, we've had enough of this.
That's it. We've had enough of your shenanigans, and the jury gets the case at 10 o'clock today.
And they'll be
How
done.
long do you think it'll take?
3 minutes, because they got to vote guilty 117 times. It'll take them 2.5 hours, I said, only because...
They got to go through each count?
Yeah, they got to go through each count and say guilty.
Do you think there'll be any conversation at all?
No, none. Zero. I mean, maybe one guy will say, it's a shame what happened to this guy. But that'll be it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it at dinner.
Yeah, right. We could be out of here. I heard they took Scrabble into the jury room. Whatever that jury room is.
The other thing that cracked me up was he kept asking them to take as much time as possible because, they say the longer it takes, the better it is for the defense. So you say, please stay in there a long time.
Take a long time. Maybe you'll forget everything that's been said. Let's take a break and come back and do more news right after these.
All right. Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
Up. Okay. I assume that's Nirvana, because if it's not, that's somebody ripping them off. Which is a good thing to do since the guy's dead. Yeah, what's he going to argue about? Okay, Robin, so where were we?
Well, we just wrapped up the Colin Ferguson trial.
Yeah.
And now we're moving right along to the O.J. Simpson trial. It has now been confirmed that Rosa Lopez, the star witness for O.J.'s defense, is back in El Salvador.
And I'm sure Johnny Cochran's saying, thank God.
Her lawyer confirmed it yesterday. They always had the feeling that Miss Lopez would vamonos.
And she did.
Or vamos, whatever the word is.
Vamonos.
Back to El Salvador, which she has. And now Carl Douglas, one of the defense attorneys, says they will try to get a deposition from her in her native country.
What's wrong with that guy Carl Douglas's head? Looks kind of odd, doesn't it?
Let me think. Did I say anything odd about his head?
It's like kind of misshapen.
I never noticed. I'm always looking at the spots on his head.
Yeah.
Got a
He's
lot
got
of
spots on his face, and he's got really big lips.
Now, I didn't notice the lips, Howard.
Oh, my God. How can you miss
That
him?
must be your thing.
He's got bigger lips than Gary. Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'm just not...
He's a party to look at. There's a party on that face.
Maybe I'm not as attuned to lips as you are.
Yeah. Right?
You get bored with the trial, you just watch him.
Watch him. And watch O.J.'s bad acting in the background as he tries to act surprised or look away from the evidence.
Quite frankly, O.J. looks demented.
Yeah, doesn't he? He's the skinny, emaciated O.J.
Because he doesn't seem to know where to put his eyes. His eyes are dancing all around in their sockets.
And he's talking constantly through the trial.
Yeah. So I just figure O.J.'s demented.
Yeah. I think he's just trying to look normal, like he's having conversations, but it's not coming off.
It's not coming off that way.
Yeah.
He's stretching his eyes, and
Yeah.
then he
He's like-
closes them, and...
And he's always like...
Right, there's so many tics
Yeah.
and facial things going on there that it gives me the impression O.J.'s nuts.
Yeah, well, you might have that right. You just don't start knifing people if you're not a little crazy. Even the guy who wanted to kill Ronald Reagan stopped short.
Yeah, he could be talked out of it.
Yeah.
But O.J. continues to do business as usual. I have a little flyer here from something called Legend Sports Memorabilia.
Yes.
And they say that O.J. is going to be signing a limited number of the 1994 special edition bearing his likeness.
Excellent.
The artwork has been provided by Mike Gardner.
Who would buy this?
And through an agreement with his personal attorney, Simpson will sign a limited number of the special edition covers.
Personal attorney. Who would that be?
I guess that's that Kardashian guy.
Oh, I see.
They will be available for distribution in early February.
There's a guy with a lot of
This is
attorneys.
already out.
Super. Well, I think all the mental cases out there should start buying it.
You can get an issue, autographed issue, for $150 if you're a subscriber to Legend Sports Memorabilia, or at the retail price of $180.
If I was Pete Rose, I'd be out knifing someone right now. His memorabilia would go through the roof. So he does 7 years.
So there you go. They will detail the Juice's great football career.
Hey, Jackie, who can you kill in your family to help sell those videos of yours? These things are sitting around that basement collecting dust.
And they say there's not an abundance of O.J. signatures around. So this would be a great collector's item.
Right. Absolutely.
There you have it. In the trial yesterday, they're continuing with the police testimony. The detective on the stand yesterday was the partner of Mark Furman. And he said that he was the one to call O.J. Simpson and inform him that his ex-wife had been killed.
Right.
At that point, O.J. became hysterical, according to this police officer. But never asked how it happened or who had done it or where it occurred. He never was curious about any of those things.
Well, when you know the answer, I don't think you have to ask the question.
Finally, the guy had to calm him down and say, OJ, we need you to be calm because your children are here at the police station.
That's right, I forgot to kill them too.
I forgot they were in the house.
I forgot that I'm going to touch the gate with the
OJ, your kids are in the house.
I know they're in the house. I don't know.
What the hell are you talking about?
What'd you talk
Of course they're
about?
in the house. Where else were they?
I didn't want to see their mother get killed.
Couldn't bring them past those two bodies.
Yeah. I wouldn't traumatize them.
So anyway, that's where the case stands
sad.
now.
So sad. 2 people is dead. Mr. Simpson, I didn't say 2 people. I said your wife. Oh, that's what I mean. She was like 2 people to me. One time she was nice, and the other time she was bad.
But don't you think your natural reaction would have been,
how the hell
what
did that
are
happen?
you talking about?
Right.
What do you mean? What happened?
Of course. Of course you are right. You are absolutely right.
Jackie said to me this morning, he says, I think he was sitting in his hotel room by the phone rehearsing his response.
I'd be like, let me pick up the phone here.
Dead? She's dead. She's dead. She's dead. Holy mackerel, she's dead?
He did it just like an acting assistant.
Yeah, right. Then what do I say?
Let me think about some of the roles I played.
Yeah, when I fell off the wheelchair in the airplane too, I was acting real sad. Nicole, they're dead? Oh, officer. I can't believe it. I can't believe she's gone. I mean, I can't believe she's gone.
Yeah, sounds like a bizarre reaction to me.
Take two. I can't believe she gone.
Does that sound believable? Maybe I should look in the mirror while I do this.
What kind of knife was she killed with?
I didn't say she was killed with a knife, sir.
Well, I mean, how else could it have been done? What do you mean? Don't you guys see knife wounds on there? On the Ron Goldman?
I never told you there was another person, sir.
Well, I joined the Psychic Friend Network. Holy mackerel, I can't believe she's gone. There were but one glove missing, so how can you know?
What are you talking about, a glove, sir? I never said anything about a glove.
I believe Michael Jackson did it. And I can prove it.
Who is Michael Jackson's attorney?
And where were you the night of the killing, Mr. Simpson?
I was playing golf by the moonlight. And I cut my hand, by the way. So that's why there's blood on my socks. If you go to my house, you'll find them.
How the hell did O.J. get all his clothes and everything out and forget his socks? How stupid is he?
You're in a hurry.
I guess.
And probably the socks being black, he didn't know there was any blood on them.
That occurred to me.
Yeah. That he could leave around.
That's like when I go to Scores and I come home stinking of women.
Don't you try to remove all evidence?
I do, but I always leave my socks on.
You don't think they would?
I think she's going to go down my ankles. Get away from my sock, honey. What's the matter with you? Where were you, Mr. Simpson? Well, me and the Cato was eating the burgers in the Rolls Royce for about 6 hours. You and the dog? No, the Cato.
You know what? I can't remember where I was for about an hour.
But I know I was asleep.
And nobody saw me.
That was the wettest dream I ever had.
You know, I only get one but once a year.
Well, I have dreamt about killing her, you know.
I dreamt it, but that don't mean I did it.
That's what he was doing. He was dreaming at the time.
Mr. Simpson, we have bad news. What damn it? We have found your wife, Nicole, dead. Oh, my goodness. Let me sit down. I'm so sore from hopping the fence. What was that, Mr. Simpson? I said I'm so sore about the way people kill each other in our streets. And they be hopping over fences and killing people. That's what I said, and I stand by it. And don't tell me I said any different. You don't have a tape recorder running, do you? Holy mackerel, I'm going to miss Nicole. I love her so much. I'm going to miss her.
I would have taken a bullet for her. It's a shame she was stabbed.
Now, that ain't a good line. Let me try that on the officer. You know I would have taken a bullet for her? Well, that's too bad, Mr. Simpson, because she really could have used someone who would have taken a bullet for her last night. It's a shame that the man who killed her was the only one willing to take a bullet for her. Well, that am true. That is very, very true. Well, I'm innocent, and I know the man who's going to defend me, Johnny Cochran. That's right. I'll tell you, when I was flying to Chicago, I knew something was wrong. I felt it inside of me, deep in my belly. I tell you, it was bad. I'm so sad. I almost got sucked out of the plane window. And then I busted it to throw out the bloody clothes.
Did you notice that Judge Ito had a haircut? He got his haircut.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. Like he's had a bowl put on his head and they shaved.
I think Heidi Fleiss cut his hair.
Very interesting haircut. And he's also considering changing the hours of the trial for the jury to make it less strenuous for them, less stressful.
What else do they have to do?
They could either go to a 4-day week.
Oh, my God.
Or shorten the hours at least a couple of days out of the week.
That's insane. I mean, these are people who sit in their hotel room otherwise.
They're just sitting. What is this what's so strenuous about sitting there?
Maybe he's thinking about sweeps. Wants to save stuff up for the right week.
I thought that was rather interesting. Even Judge Ito is thinking about how to make his life easier. I mean, we just work.
Yeah.
We never consider shortening weeks or any of this stuff. For the jury, he's already thinking about having a 4-day work.
Well, you know, he's thinking for himself.
Of course. And that last night was the night of the concert with that Roger Williams guy.
Yeah, I know. Judge Ito brought in a guy to play concert piano. And did you hear how he did it? Judge Ito sent the guy a fan letter.
I heard that Roger Williams made a request to play for the jury, and then Judge Ito said, I have one favor to ask, and that I be allowed to sit in because I'm a big fan.
Yeah, who is this guy?
I don't know.
Play Moon River.
Play what?
Play Moon River.
He played Moon River on the piano?
Me got haircut. Me ready for movies.
But, I mean, that jury doesn't look like Roger Williams fans to me.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't sound like. I haven't seen them.
These are black people. This Roger Williams is playing white cocktail music. Did he play any songs by the OJs? Pretty wild, huh? I'd like to get some of that music that had to relax the jury.
I wish he'd come and play for us now. I'd love to know what the selections were.
I always thought it was weird to go see guys who play piano. It's so boring. It's
piano.
Yeah, just piano.
There's nobody singing.
No.
He's just playing.
Like Liberace, how he built a career out of that.
Well, at least he came out of a car and had those dazzling outfits.
Yeah, and at least a guy was walking around the stage with him.
Yeah.
Boober.
My coat.
You know, and he had the dancing waters and the Rockettes. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Judge Ito gets a haircut. I wonder if there's a whole thing surrounding that. Like, I wonder if his wife is like, you know, your hair's looking a little sloppy on television.
Yeah, honey, it's time to get a shave and a haircut.
True. We must look good for movie offers. Me go to 3-day week. Me have more shooting time, more shooting schedule. We could shoot Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Me photogenic.
Me look good.
And I understand that on the AC Cowlings 900 number, which costs $3 a minute, they don't even start talking to you for 2.5 minutes.
Right.
To tell you what's going on. That you just call, you're supposed to, the billing is supposed to start after a beep, and there's a beep, and then a pause of 2.5 minutes before somebody starts talking.
Oh, is that right?
That's what it says in the paper today. I haven't called it.
Yeah, I refuse to call it. I would not give them a dime to AC Cowlings. I would give half my money to Faye Resnick before I'd give a penny to AC Cowlings.
So that's my OJ update for you.
Good.
Moving right along, you know, spring training started yesterday.
Yeah, there was no one to train.
Oh, no, they've got a bunch of guys there that nobody knows.
Actually, that's real training. In the old days, pros would come. They knew how to play. Now they got to really train the players.
Right. These are guys nobody knows. They've never played in the major leagues. So it is rather interesting. And here is a comment from Tommy Lasorda. Tommy sounds like he's on the scab baseball side of things.
Really?
Yeah, he's into this.
You're under the impression that they're trying out and seeing fat guys and guys who never played baseball. That isn't the case. There's going to be good baseball played on that field.
Oh, shut up, fool. Is he back to being fat again?
I don't know.
I hope so. Tommy Lasorda, hey, some more food I'm eating, some more synthetic food I'm eating to get thin. Holding his pants all proud, holding them out. That guy. Yeah, waiting to be fat again. Sitting there sucking on Weight Watchers Pops or something.
2 Florida school teachers have been charged in a multi-state child pornography probe.
It's the best place to meet kids if you're a teacher. Let's face it.
One is an elementary school teacher. His name is Robert Green. He's 47 of Fort Lauderdale. And a middle school teacher named Richard Russell of West Palm Beach, 28. They were both arrested on federal charges of possession of child pornography.
Oh, my. So were they taking pictures of the kids in the
They
class?
don't say in this article that I have exactly what they were doing, whether this had anything to do with their schoolwork or not.
Oh, it has to have a tie-in somewhere.
But one statement I have here from the U.S. attorney in the case is that this is every parent's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Russell is also accused of sexual activity with children.
Hey, so what? Didn't hurt me.
So I imagine that maybe his students did have something to do with this.
Plenty of sexual activity when I was 5, and I'm no loser. Dad, I'll meet you in the tool shed.
More bad news for the Clinton administration. Ron Brown, who is the Secretary of Commerce,
Yeah.
He's now going to be put under a formal investigation by Janet Reno. They were doing some kind of informal investigation to see if there was any wrongdoing in the handling of some $403,000 in payments from an ex-business partner. That preliminary probe has led to questions which seem to indicate that a more serious investigation should go on. So now he's going to come under a lot of questioning. He claims that there was no wrongdoing. There's a question as to whether he was trying to avoid paying taxes on the receipt of that money. They say that a business partner, Nolanda Hill, paid him $135,000 in 1993, paid $190,000 of his personal debts in 1994. How do you get people to pay your personal debts?
Get a job in office where you can sort of do favors for people. That's how you do it.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
And she forgave a $78,000 loan.
Either you're really good in bed or...
No, this is a married man. I
Yeah.
don't know what you're trying to do.
That's what I'm saying. So there must be the other thing.
So there's another guy in government under investigation. They're saying that's not going to help the Clinton administration at all as they're moving into election mode. They thought that Ron Brown might be running his campaign, but I don't think so now.
Yeah, from jail.
Pat Buchanan is writing his last column for the newspapers for a while because he has decided to run for president again. He's that guy on CNN, the conservative, and he also has a national newspaper column. So in today's column, he's explaining to his readers why he won't be in the newspaper for a while. He says that he's the only guy around who's opposed to the NAFTA agreement, opposed to the GATT agreement, and was opposed to the peso bailout.
Considering no one knows what all that stuff is anyway, what's the difference?
He'll be a very popular candidate.
Well, here's a guy I can't stand, Pat Buchanan. What a loudmouth. And, you know, why is he wasting his time with this? Like, he must need a dose of publicity because he's unelectable. No one's ever... The last time around, nobody wanted him, and this time less people want him.
I guess maybe I'll start earlier this time, and more people cannot want me for a longer period of time.
He could have started 50 years ago. I mean, this guy with the abortions, he's another guy.
Yeah, and there's one statement in this article I wanted to read to you. And any Republican president, especially with Senator Jesse Helms and the younger senators and the House members on his case, will be a dramatic improvement for America.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Not a very good sentence. It just says something about Jesse Helms, and that's why I read it.
Yeah.
He apparently agrees with a lot of Helms' philosophy.
Yeah. Well, there's another reason not to elect the guy. Oh, please. Pat Buchanan's a joke. He just needs some publicity. That's what he's doing.
Well, he takes time off to get it.
He can take time off, but then there's a whole bonanza afterwards.
Is there?
Yeah. You can make a whole bunch of speeches and junk. Gives you something to talk about.
Meanwhile, they say that President, I'm already calling him President. President Dole? No. Senator Dole holds a commanding lead among New Hampshire Republicans with exactly a year to go before the state's primary, according to a New York Post Fox 5 poll. So he's the front runner among Republicans now vying for the presidential nod, according to the Post and Channel 5.
You know that little that hand of his that doesn't work?
Yeah.
He always holds a pen in it.
Right. He always sticks something in there.
I saw him being interviewed on Letterman. I saw a little clip of it on TV.
Uh-huh.
And he even had a pen sticking out of it on Letterman. I thought he just did that for, like, you know, political stuff.
Maybe it's permanently attached.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Because he has a hand that, like the Gary puppet, you know, it just hangs at his side because he got injured in the war or something.
Right.
And but he doesn't like the way the hand looks because it just hangs, so he gives the hand something to do. So it always holds a pen. Yeah, so it looks like it's doing something. But even on Letterman, it was holding a pen. You think it would have held something funny on Letterman?
For that comedic touch. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Something funny, you know? There's always something funny you can put in that hand. You can dress up that hand, do little things, you know what I mean?
You know, he needs you writing for him.
A puppet. Yeah. You paint a puppet on there.
Or put a little stick on it like the Gary puppet has so he can move it around.
Right. Letterman could work his hand. There you go. Bob Dole, will you?
So we could have a guy with a bad arm as president.
No offense, the guy's 71 years old. Most guys at 71 are real tired of working.
But he looks like a robust 71.
I'll give you that. Guy looks about as robust as a guy's going to look at 71. But I'm telling you, when a guy hits 71 biologically, it's kind of over. They're tired.
You think that he'll work himself to death getting the job and then be too tired to do anything?
You bet. It'll be fun getting the job, and it'll be too pooped to pop. No, I don't give much hope to Dole becoming the president. The age issue is a big issue.
Yeah.
Meet a 71-year-old guy, and even the ones who say they want to work, they want to continue working, and I'm telling you, they just don't put in as long a day as they used to. Because everyone says he's a real robust 71-year-old, as you just said, but, you know.
But it's 71 still.
Yeah, I'm 41. I can barely walk.
Right, I don't put in as long a day as I used to.
Yeah, I can imagine what a guy at 71's doing.
I mean, I really used to work.
I put in a long day, my eyeball starts falling out. I got to put it back in with my hand.
And he's almost twice your age.
Yeah, I trust me, at 71, I'm not going to want to be putting in a long day being the president of the United States and putting any kind of energy into it. I'm going to probably just hang out, pass off all the work to the other people and hope things run themselves.
Maybe the job is easier than it looks.
Yeah, you might hate Clinton, you might not like Clinton. I'll tell you one thing about Clinton. The guy works his ass off. I need a guy working.
Even if he's doing all the wrong things.
Right, you bet.
At least he's busy.
At least the guy's busy.
They say that Demi Moore might be a record breaker pretty soon. She could be the highest paid woman ever in movies. They're working on some $12 million deal for her to act in her next film.
Plus points?
That would put her right up there with Julia Roberts, who they say is getting $12 million to act in something called The Women with Meg Ryan, who is getting $8.
Does anybody really believe that Julia Roberts would attract anyone to a movie anymore unless it was a good movie? I mean, you make one good movie in Hollywood, like Pretty Woman,
and they don't even know why people came.
Yeah, they're not sure. It was a good movie. It was a cool movie.
Gary Marshall should be getting the money.
Yeah, right. Gary's sitting home going, "Where's my money?" So the thing is that to give her $12 million, this is what goes on in Hollywood. All you got to do is make one good movie.
Look at Sharon Stone. Perfect example.
Yeah, I mean, she hasn't been in anything good since that one stupid Basic Instinct. And I bet you Paul Verhoeven will never use her again because he's complaining about her vaginal shots. Saying she was tricked. So, you know, I mean, why would you pay? You don't have to pay Demi. You know, pay Demi Moore $4 million. And if you don't get Demi Moore...
ridiculous things in Hollywood. They say that Sylvester Stallone is signing a $20 million deal for his next movie.
I'll do the movie for 20. I'll do it for 19. I'll save you $1 million.
That's the budget of some whole entire film.
Yep.
$20 million.
But Julia Roberts, I mean, at least you can say Sylvester Stallone has something of a track record. Julia Roberts has never brought a person into the theater on her own ever.
But Sylvester isn't worth $20 million anymore.
Oh, we don't know. We're not in Hollywood.
Not to me, anyway.
Julia Roberts is making $12 million, and Gary Marshall is mailing presents to strangers. Where's the justice in that?
I want to thank him, by the way, for that little Moj figure.
Thank you. You might want to drop him a note, Rob.
I am going to drop him a note, but I thought I'd say something
I know
here
you're busy.
because my note will be a little late.
Right.
And I'd like to thank Fabio for the beautiful roses.
Yeah, Robin actually got Valentine's gifts from Fabio and Gary Marshall.
Yeah.
Doesn't he get enough women?
Who, Gary Marshall?
Gary Marshall.
Anything else, Robin?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Do you see that Mickey Rourke is back together with Carrie Otis?
I don't even know who Carrie Otis is, and I could care less
All
about
I
it.
know is that a few months ago she was charging him with all kinds of sexual abuse or spousal abuse.
I hope Mickey goes off one day and does what O.J. did to his wife. I really do, because she deserves it. What is wrong with her? One day she's screaming, the guy's abusing her, she's dragging him into court, he's beating me up, he punched me, this and that. And now she goes running back to the guy?
They had a re-engagement party on Valentine's Day.
Listen, find her in the driveway. We have to I hope Mickey flips his lid. I don't understand that.
It amazes me, too.
Good for you, Mickey. She's a piece of ass.
CBS is betting on
Could
Barbra.
she then claim now that...
the temporary insanity, I would say, would be a good defense.
If they find our lanes, I'll personally call Mickey with the news while he's in Chicago.
Mickey Mickey, they found Carrie. Right. Oh, that's horrible.
Well, she can't claim that Mickey now, if he does, first of all, I don't know that Mickey Rourke ever punched her.
They said it was a very public thing, happened in an agent's office.
Okay, but I don't know personally if that happened. But I'm saying,
if you're going to charge a guy with that.
Yeah, and then you're going to go running back to him. Well,
what are we supposed to think?
I got to say, if it happens again, I really don't care.
But then that's exactly what happened to Nicole Simpson.
Wrong.
What?
Nicole divorced O.J.
No. You've got it wrong.
No,
that
Nicole never left O.J.
occurred in 1989 that she called the police. They had been out to the house 9 times.
Yeah.
All right, before that.
Right.
She never left him after all those beatings.
Yeah, but Carrie left him and now is going back to him. What is that all about?
But she called the cops every time and filed charges, but she stayed. Same
Something
deal.
wrong with her.
Same deal. This is that syndrome they get into.
Wow. Yeah, but eventually Nicole did leave him.
Yeah, but he was
O.J.
still whacking her around.
Yeah.
She left and came back.
So then you can't, then you say, well, Jesus, what's a woman to do? She left him and now he won't leave her alone. But Carrie Otis is running back to him.
No. You're not saying it exactly right.
I see it the way I want to see it.
She left him.
I mean, I'm not seeing it right.
And then kept saying, she was calling O.J. and saying, let's reconcile.
I don't buy that.
The proof is there.
No, it isn't. You don't have any proof. Go ahead.
CBS is going to put on Barbra Streisand. I think they're buying that 1994 HBO concert that everybody loves so much.
We all saw it on HBO.
And they're going to repackage it with clips from previous Barbra Streisand specials.
Who cares about her?
And footage not shown on HBO. So that everybody will run to see it again. Don't ask who cares. People were paying $100 a ticket to see her.
Thanks. I wouldn't pay 10 cents to see her. I'd pay to see Carrie Otis before I go see her. Right.
The marriage of Will Smith is breaking up, it seems. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and his wife of 3 years are separated, and his wife, Cherie, who is 26, has filed for divorce.
Yeah, it's hard for those guys out there to stay married. Too much action.
Temptation.
Well, his wife's a knockout.
She's beautiful.
I wouldn't get tired of that after 3 years, maybe 6 years.
They had one child.
That's the Free Prince of Bel-Air.
And let me see if there's anything else I want to talk to you about.
If you do, I got to tell you, it's Monday.
Well, then I'll start all over again. Finally today, we should congratulate the great state of Mississippi. They have finally voted to abolish slavery.
Did they really? You mean slavery was allowed? No kidding.
It was still on the books as a law, even though it was federal. It was against the federal law. They had a state law that says slavery is all right.
That's unbelievable.
So there you have it.
Wow, thank you.
That's what's happening.
Absolutely. So you want to, let's end this.
One more thing. Geraldo has now decided to make a cottage industry out of that Johnny Cochran mistress woman.
Yeah.
So you know how he does gossip every Friday?
Yeah.
Well, he's going to have her and her new lawyer. Now she's got a lawyer.
Johnny Cochran's mistress has a lawyer.
Yeah, so now he has learned some new stuff from the lawyer, and that'll all be on his show
I
today.
see. Good for Geraldo. He's ruining more people's lives than anybody on the planet.
He's incredible. But he'll apologize during the entire hour.
Right. He has to do it.
Yeah.
You know why Geraldo says he's doing that to Johnny Cochran? He says, well, Johnny Cochran's standing there in that court acting like he's some kind of good guy, so I've got to expose this. She's not acting like anything. He's defending the guy.
Right.
So why do you have to,
being a lawyer.
What do you want from the guy? Okay, so he had a mistress. Geraldo, you had about 19 of them.
Well, he says that, too. He says, I've had my problems with indiscretions and adultery. I'm no innocent myself.
Yeah. So what is he accusing Johnny Cochran for?
Well, he came clean.
I see. So he's forcing Johnny to.
He's outing Johnny Cochran.
Geraldo's a great man.
He will out any adulterer now.
Yeah. Anybody who has an affair, slips up, messes up, he's going to now expose.
Geraldo's right there.
Because Johnny Cochran's acting like he's a good guy.
Yeah, Geraldo acted like a good guy for a long time.
Well, there you go. Now he's going to make everyone be punished.
He's miserable. Everybody else has to be miserable, too.
Jackie the Joke Man Marlowe to order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD or cassette. It's $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. Friday night, March 17th at St. Patty's Day at St. Patty's Day at Chuckles in Mineola on Long Island. For raunchy jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a pay service. Don't miss Stuttering John's band appearing at the Gorda Theater in Cleveland. You know what? I've had it. I'm really fried. I got to read all these.
Got 2 more.
How many? All right. Don't miss Stuttering John's band appearing at the Agora Theater in Cleveland this Saturday night, February 18th, with a special guest host, Boy Gary. For more info, call 201-942-ASH. And Scott the Engineer has a DJ business. If you need someone for your party, call Rocket Entertainment at 718-BAG-5040. On the E! Show tonight, the girls with the big giant breasts with
and
Elephant
it's not
Boy.
me, so stop saying
Yeah. I said the girls. Robin is always there. You always are assured of getting giant breasts on each show, but...
So these girls make me look small.
They sure do. I know you like standing next to them.
Yes, I feel flat-chested.
That's how I like to stand next to Will Chamberlain. Makes me feel short. All right, watch the show tonight. You'll have a good time with that, and we'll see you on Tuesday. 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 On